lot when I played Bard, because I like would go, man, I'm not getting much dex, and then I like see I got like, well, I'm at like 11% action speed, and then I like put in like Brave Hunters, a few adventure boots, and the next thing I look, I have like 30%. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? And that's not even like not including the songs, like with like +2 all and all that shit. Like you're like, oh, what? When did I get to 30 dex right here, or 30 action speed? And then you see like, oh, once you go above 25, you just start getting a shit ton of dex or action speed, and you're like, oh, yeah, that'd be helpful.
It's tough too because they change a lot of the stats. Like remember when Agility used to be good and then they nerfed it, now it's dog shit. Or like, you know, they nerfed strength and vigor and all that. Like if you wouldn't know, you wouldn't really know how to build unless you actually knew.
Yeah,
exactly
and
what
like
it
every
does.
other wipe too, they're also just changing the curves of like random stats for shits and gigs, and then like not telling you what those curves changes are. PDR first comes to mind. It's just very stupid because it's like if they could just tell you, hey, we're changing the curve, so at this threshold you'll be getting more, at this threshold you'll be getting less. That's all they have to do, but they go, we adjusted it. It's like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, that frustrates me when they release that shit in the announcements. They don't give any specifics, and you're like, okay, like what the fuck does this? And there's nowhere to even go and look and see. Like there's no way to even like look and see what the specific change is. It just says the curve has changed. For magic resist, the fucking curve has changed slightly.
We've adjusted it.
It's like, okay.
Instead of letting the data miners like, you know, just post it right after they post the patch, like instead we have to wait for them to post it to the wiki and me to look it up 3 days after the patch. Like, can we cut that like middleman out? Like,
seriously,
I don't know. Seems like an unnecessary thing at this point.
So, dude, like the word miner is like banned.
Let it happen. Like, I don't know. I don't care what they do, but like one or the other should happen in my opinion.
Yeah, for example, like was it me and like Nick play like Warframe, dude? If you look at a Warframe wiki versus like the Dark and Darker wiki, it's like night and day difference. They'll tell you everything. So like, for example, which damage bonuses are multiplicative and which ones are additive, shit like that. You will, if you're playing the game, you would never know about that unless you go to the wiki and they'll tell you everything.
Are we talking about the wipe or the game in general? Both. I'm trying to make it because I'm writing the structure right now. It's almost done. It's gonna be tough if we just all start rambling about random shit, because then we'll just fucking get caught up. So I'm trying to like structure this a little bit so it's easier.
We'll just write whatever you want to talk about, like heading wise, and then we'll just go from there. Like I don't think rambling matters that much. I mean, we just have to
want to listen to it if you're just talking about random shit. That's like
people listen to that shit all the time. Everyone listens to Soma talk about fucking retard shit 24/7. I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's in the game now.
It's structured.
It's in the game now.
It's actually the game next wave. SSF only, no market. What he blogged about. It's in the game.
Well, let's talk about Tavern Talk. Did you guys actually like listen to the Tavern Talk? Because I had that shit live. I listened to the entire thing and took notes. So, what do you guys feel about it? So there's what's all there? There's 7 new mobs, right? Including Cerberus, and then there's the Abomination, which they look fucking sick. There's the craftable spellbook. 2 to 4 weeks of SSF. There's the new bossing system, which sub-bosses drop, like, they didn't really specify. They drop, like, keys or, like, craftables that you use in order to spawn a boss. And then they said that you can pick which boss to spawn, which is kind of cool. But, you know, they could mess that up, so who knows how that's going to go. And then and then there's the Arena solo queue into Trios, and then they also talked about how that would make it easier for them to fix the class stacking. But once again, they didn't give a specific if they're actually going to fix that. So, who knows? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, it's a lot of things, like line by line.
Well,
so 7 mobs. What do you think about the other 5 mobs? Do you think they're going to be gas, or do you think they're going to be sub-bosses, regular mobs?
Well, the dog is definitely probably a sub-boss, right? It's just a sub-boss of the other dogs, surely.
Yeah, the Cerberus and Abomination. Pretty sure they're going to be in Inferno as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Abomination is a sub-boss of the zombie.
Like how they like make the values as well, because like for example, I didn't mind the gargoyles, then I hit one for 14 minutes and it's like just kind of like dances retardedly in the air for like another 50. I like the mob concept, but I hate fighting it.
Yeah, that one sucks. Yeah, but I wonder if since there's going to be, since 2 of them obviously they're going to be in Inferno, right? Are they going to add new modules for Inferno?
Or they're
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
They haven't
exactly.
They haven't said specifically, but what they said before was now that everything is randomized and it works, they're gonna add modules randomly whenever they want.
Yeah.
It works enough is what they meant to say.
So I'm guessing
there's still plenty of times where I open a door and it's like, oh shit, the door to the wall dimension. Like,
yeah, there's a couple of spots like that.
Definitely.
But also,
places you can't jump to.
Odin did say that Abomination is way bigger than people think it is. So it's like,
yeah, it's gonna be a zombie. It's gonna be a zombie sub boss. I don't think it's an actual boss. It's gonna be a zombie sub boss. Is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like.
What I'm now wondering, are they gonna drop like sub boss things that you can summon a new major boss out of at a later date?
Most likely.
Supposed to set up.
Most likely.
Wait, so you're meaning like they talked about you kill sub bosses for the craftables? Are you meaning these are actually new bosses, but not as big as the big bosses? They're like higher up than the sub bosses, but lower than the big bosses.
Probably that. If not that, it's just going to be all sub bosses drop craftable things. As far as I'm aware, what they said or how I interpreted it was, not every boss that's on the map normally will spawn. You might go into like the troll room. Although I would assume troll would be spawning all the time, but like let's say you find like the boss room on Curps, it might not have a boss. If it doesn't have a boss, you might have to have a token to summon a boss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they said. They said that like
bosses
are guaranteed to
but spawn. Then here's the thing. So say somebody spawns one in, can you not go in and spawn one in? Can you bring multiple in and spawn multiple in? Like I wonder how that's gonna work. Because that could get crazy.
Can you kill
imagine like farming like 14 bosses back to back.
Yeah, bring in like 5 Ghost King and just slam it in 30 seconds each with the Bard, and you just farm like. There's no way, right? There's no way you'll be able to do that.
Well, I imagine you could. But I think they overhyped it. It's probably like the boss is probably going to spawn like 80% of the time, and 20% of the time it's not going to spawn, and you probably will have to work fairly hard to get a boss summon token. Like how many skeleton champs are on a map? Like on average, like 3, 5, maybe if you're lucky, and it's like okay, and he has like a 20% drop rate. To like the token, and you need 2 tokens. You need like a token from him and a token from another guy. It's like, how often are you gonna get? Yeah, how often are you gonna get it? And then it's like, then you gotta combine it, and then you could lose it. So like, I think they just put it in for like a testing phase for like summoning other bosses, and then there'll be no bosses ever that auto spawn. You pick your boss, because that was a big complaint on every single like podcast stream that they did, where people were like, well, I went down to kill Ghost King for the quest and he didn't spawn like 70 times in a row. Remember, I was trying to find the vault and I played 45 games without finding the vault. Nice.
What's up, Artie? Yeah.
Just lead to only stash. It might. It might.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works. Because then, if that's the case, bossing is going to be even worse. Because keep in mind, Circle is going to be here. Fog of War is going to be returning to all HRs, because it wasn't at the end of Wipe. And then now that?
So I'm mainly concerned... Like, what? I'm just going to say, I'm mainly concerned, like, about people somehow glitch spawning the boss, not in the boss room.
I guarantee you.
Like, imagine you're in the middle of a fight and someone's a Ghost King. Like you're having a trios fight and someone on the other team somehow breaks the game and someone's a Ghost King.
You're fighting, you might randomly just get sucked off.
Oh my god.
They're like, it's like, all right, dude, we're fighting 3. There's like 3 teams here. Just some guy just spawns Warlord and just nukes all 3. Everybody.
Yeah, that's.
It also feels a bit.
Possibility.
It feels a bit disingenuous that they like hyped up this map a bunch and this new gathering hall, and then they said, yeah, we're not doing it. Despite them having like a month and a half off of not doing anything.
They had like a whole 20 to 30 minutes of them showing like, oh, like this is going to be the new thing, like this is going to be the home base, you know, you're going to be able to have tables and shit, and then like, oh, it's delayed till next season, unlucky.
Oh my god, dude, I cannot stand that, because like they always do that too. Remember the water map?
Yeah, that was delayed.
Yeah, remember how they said that was coming? Yeah. Remember how they said that was coming like 2 seasons ago, and then they said, "Well,
kind of a W
delayed."
That's gonna be ass.
I mean, winners are not gonna be.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe it'll shit loot. Maybe it'll shit loot and be sick, but
hopefully that's the case. They need to. Speaking of maps, like, bro, like, hopefully this wipe they do something with ice caves in Ice Abyss. Like,
yeah, needs to be
bro,
touched.
I love fighting the map, but there's like you go there, it's just rogue and fucking druids slamming pile, dude. That's like all it is. Or there's, warlocks, bards, and rogues that are farming wyvern. There's like no
I am the bard finding
PvP
wyvern.
incentive down there. Yeah, but it's such a cool map. Like I like it. Like everyone's like,
But-
oh, well, this map sucks. I'm like, dude, it's gas. It's just no reason to go there.
But it's because
The
nobody
modules
wants to play.
exacerbate the balance issues.
Nobody wants to play those modules, and no one wants to play against those mobs. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
and like
they
on
do.
top.
They do got to reduce some of the. They got to fix the aggro for the kobolds, which I'm surprised they still haven't done. It's ridiculous, bro.
Like what type of aggro? Them like pulling through walls? Because they said they fixed that, but what they actually did is just they kind of just made it to where it doesn't pull the berserker, and for some reason it still pulls like mobs from under you, which like how the fuck can we just not add a line of sight check?
Not at all.
I'll have a kobold be chasing me. I'll open a door and like try to run through and shut it before he hits me, and I get pinched in the doorway because there's a kobold sitting on the door making no sound. I get pinched in the doorway and die and crash out. Like, yeah, they still haven't fixed it.
Like, it's so easy to add a line of sight check. They did it to like the mobs in general.
For
like,
you humble man.
Like a mob can't like aggro onto you through a wall unless like unless you hit it from through the wall, or like just some other like circumstance, right? Because like for example, skeleton champs like in that one module in Crypts, like in the door under what's it called, where that wraith tile wraith is, where there's the two spiral staircase up to like a line chest. Yeah, that skeleton champion will not aggro to you unless you hit him through the wall. So like they know how to add line of sight checks. I'm just not sure why they're not doing that to the kobolds.
Yeah, they just haven't fixed it. But yeah, what else were we talking about? There's a okay, so actually I think one of the biggest W's is going to be the 2 to 4 weeks of SSF. I think this is huge. It's going to be a good thing with no market, to be honest, because it actually gives a point like you're actually going to want to loot, because there's the only way to get gear is to loot. It's like you can't just. I mean, in general, during the beginning of seasons, the market is already cooked for 2 to 4 weeks, but you still can buy stuff on market. But now being forced to go in there and actually find every piece of gear, it's going to be nice. Although it is going to be tough for certain classes, like Warlock, for instance, with Magical Heal, it's going to be tough.
Even with gemming, I think it's still going to be rough.
Well, it just means
most players
dying is way
get
worse.
What, one kit?
Yeah.
Well, it probably won't be too bad. Depends on what they're, because the first week is always insane, the drop rate, and then they tone it down. So pile, you'll probably get a ridiculous amount of gems if you hit.
They did say they.
Dude, you know what the problem is? There's so many shitty barbarians that when you run into like an actual good barbarian, it's like it throws you off.
We don't know.
I saw a wolf barb. I was like, oh, this guy's a fucking
drop
bot.
rates are going to be
Free loot.
And all that jazz, but it does sound like loot
I
will
may
be
have been
high.
free loot. He's definitely not.
I guarantee you, it's going to be stupid high in the very first week to 2 weeks. I'm saying like every boss is probably going to have it automatic unique, and then they're going to realize it's too much, and then they're going to tone that shit down after like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, I also think they should fuck the pile. I agree with Artie. Fuck the pile, dude. Remove the pile from the game.
I don't mind the pile. I just want the pile to actually have useful shit. So like
which
pile?
All
or
piles.
Gem pile, shit like that.
Like the gold piles.
And also cut the interaction time by like 75%.
If they don't,
take so much time. It takes so much time. Is what it is.
That's why I don't think there should be piles.
Like at max 3 seconds to interact with, no matter what class you're playing. I don't think anybody would like have that much of a problem with pile because like it's so quick. You're like, okay, I'm already done here, right? Instead of going.
Then that's a whole other issue though, because then there's rogues that can fucking de-aggro everything out of a room, run in, slam the pile, and run out. So like,
just change the pile to like 7 high tier spawns or some shit.
Or it should just be. It should just work like the skeleton key room, where you open up the door and there's like 4 or 5 chests in there that are full of really good stuff, and that's it. If you have to make a new chest to hold more stuff.
Yeah, they could do that. They should do that.
Was already the Marvelous, like, just add 2 more chests. Make them
well, it's not like...
They actually removed Marvelous chests, or fucking, was it chests? Remember, Ray, remember when you went to that tile in Hell, and the 2 chests next to the health shrine, where there was those 3 archers there? Well, technically 2.
Yeah,
and then when you get to the health shrine, there's like 2 black skeletons there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they removed a chest from there because...
They removed a bunch of chests from Inferno.
Yeah, which is, doesn't make sense. They acknowledged that the loot wasn't good enough in there, and then they started removing the chests. Like, I didn't, but whatever. It's new season starting. Let's see if they mess it up again.
Yeah, high loot might make it not matter
They
anyway.
mess up again. They're fucking 0 for 5 right now.
I think, as always, like you said, farm arena gear early.
First week. I got literally all my stuff on Warlock, like, besides the craftable stuffs in like 6 hours. Like, it was that insane, especially in Ice Caverns. Yeah. Ice Abyss was insane, bro. Like, I'd be coming out with 3 uniques a run. Now, I ran like 15 Ice Abyss runs, didn't get a single unique. Like, they for sure make it insane the first couple weeks to get people to play the game, and then they tone it down so people don't progress too hard. I guarantee you they do.
I thought I got most of the good loot like mid wipe when they were talking about like changing it. That's when I got like all the uniques from every boss. I got like 15 or so in the span of like 2 weeks, and then it like just hard dropped.
Also true, but 2 different things.
Yeah, 2 different. I was gonna say, I think they adjusted the boss loot differently because
you're definitely
right around that time that you're talking about, Ray.
Crazy.
I got 4 cinders in a week, like around midway when you were talking about. Like, I was getting a stupid amount of names. But
start a wipe for mint. I think specifically is always very good.
Literally.
Yeah, for chess, I think is where stuff gets crazy. But
yes,
yeah. And then there's gonna be a craftable spellbook, so that's cool, I guess, for casters. I wonder what it's actually gonna be. The Tomb of Shawl or whatever. But I wonder if there's gonna be other
more crafts. They said in general more crafts, so I wonder how many and what ones. I think everything should have a craft.
I think two-handers are going to start getting craftables. Because none of them except for Grimslayer. Yeah. So dude, I think two-handers are going to start getting craftables.
I think a halberd at least is getting one. I think there's 100% going to be a craftable halberd this way.
But could they like at least make the halberd not it?
I mean, it doesn't matter either way.
You can't really fix it unless they change the sour spot being what, minus 70% or something stupid. It's 50. Yeah. Unless they fix that, bro, there's no shot.
Yeah, that's precisely what I'm looking at. Just make it not 50%.
Unless it's like a baby.
I hope it's not straight true damage. Actually, though, craftable buck. I hope they do something.
It would be good then.
Yeah, I do not want them to just go, oh, don't worry, guys. We're adding new craftable items, and it's literally just basically Spear of Rot, except with like a different weapon.
That's
like
so
I think all of them. I think all of them need to have unique. They should have more unique things. So far, the coolest one is probably Spell Plunder or whatever the fuck the one that gives you, or Lightbringer rather, but it's probably too overpowered.
Yeah, it's hard to balance that kind of stuff.
Lightbringer's like kind of okay because it's on a flanged, right? But like, what's the equivalent you'd have to do for other things? Like one true on a spear, I feel like is not the play.
Yeah. Well,
it's not strong. It's like
it's
kind
too
of
good.
Useless.
It's just like a boring +1 true.
You think one true on a spear is too good? I think that's kind of stupid and pointless. I think they need to be more creative. Like, I don't think one true is going to change anything in a fight. You hit them max 3 times they die. That's 3 true.
Yeah, on like a spear, for instance. But like, adding like
the rod is bad, but the Lightbringer is good.
On true damage on books is going to be different because you got curses, you got fucking spells that trigger.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better. Relatively better.
Because the tick damage will all, scale with the true, which will be cooked. But yeah,
I just do not want adding any more true. We already have too much as it is.
Yeah, I'm curious if true will ever get.
Let's talk about that.
Surprised they didn't say anything about it.
We need to get true out of the game. I think true damage is the cause of a lot of the issues in the game.
Agreed.
Druid, Panther wouldn't be nearly as OP if true damage was all gone. Honestly, I think I'd be okay with Druids, even though they're annoying to kill. If they removed all true damage and removed silence on Panther, I'd be fine with it. It is what it is.
I don't mind the silence on Panther. I just don't like them making it so readily available, and also if it gets onto you, like I think what they should do with the silence on Panther is make it to where it's like a cutthroat pretty much. If it leaps onto you, it's not gonna keep the cooldown this low. If it leaps onto you and nabs you, it silences you because it already lasts too long for it to be able to just spam it on you.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing a caster or like anybody that's just like relies heavily on their skills,
I think they
get hit by Panther once. They're just kind of just running. What?
Panther. Silence doesn't fucking matter. It only matters because rat form. You can keep Druid everything as it is. Rat form's the only thing that needs to get fixed, I think. Like,
Oh yeah.
Do you care about stat checking a Druid in Panther?
To be
you
honest,
can't insta rat away. You can never get a pick for free. It's such a huge thing.
I don't know. Rat doesn't bug me because I'm Warlock. Obviously, curse them once they can't rat. But obviously, yeah, it does suck. With fighter or any other class, it's not a caster. like, what do? They get free resets, and then they heal up and come back, and then you die because you.
Dude, think about our trios though. Like he goes like Rat, walks into our team, turns into Jaguar, kills someone, and then Rat's right back out. Like
for trios, that's
so different if you can't do that. And I think like everything else it has, you can put up with it a lot more if the Rat doesn't
If they didn't have a
exist.
casual free card,
And I think a lot of people like feel that way.
I feel that way as well, but like I also know they're most likely never going to touch Rat form. They, in fact, actually buffed it. So I mean,
do we think true damage, if it's removed, destroys the game for a prolonged period of time? I don't think so.
No, absolutely not.
In no way. I don't see how that would make
so making classes not viable. I think if they remove true damage and they just simply add a little bit of penetrative stuff on classes, I think it's fine. I think you should have to build pen on stuff for it to do damage.
And I think they obviously have to increase the scaling and magic power bonus. That's the only. That's why. See, this is the fucking shit that pisses me off. They cook all the magic power bonus, but it doesn't do anything. Wizard and Sork is still discussing because of all the true damage. So it's like it didn't fix the issue. It just cooked certain things. Like Crystal Sword's completely dookie now. Like cleric spells are kind of dog shit now. Like it didn't really fix anything, but cook all the other classes. Like I don't know, man.
We do not stand by Jen's take on cleric spells. Cleric spells are still very good. That's his own opinion. We do not stand by that.
At the very, very high end, bro. I'm not talking about that's very, very high end. Complete bis, all true, yeah. But you can definitely see the difference in damage from like Locust Swarm.
That's like one of the least effective things. No, I'm not entertaining this. It's 10 base damage. It didn't change.
I don't
literally
think
1 damage.
I don't think any of that matters. Like all tick spells didn't get nerfed hardly at all.
That's what I've said.
Yeah.
Unless you were playing in a kit that didn't have any true on it, but then you feel worse. But like most people always have it. It's like you either have it or you don't.
Yeah,
but like if it ruins the game in the short term, if it ruins the game in the short term, that's fine. I think they should be ruining the game more often. Like ruin the game more often with patches like patch 69, and then like because obviously they still can't figure out what's broken. So you might as well break the game more.
I actually didn't mind patch 69 either too. The only thing I had a problem with was making white gear like just as high as epic gear. I would just like literally move it down a tier, and other than that, I think everything was fine.
I think it was fine. I think it was fine no matter what. The only problem with the game was they gave Barb double buffs on top of that, but even then, the real problem with the game was a placebo problem.
Rangers.
No, it was a placebo problem. The problem with the game is like, okay, so this is what actually happened in patch 69. This is how it went down. They said no stats on gear, you get the base stats, and everyone went, oh my god, I don't have to wear gear anymore. I can just get the base stats, and then everyone put on base stat gear. And when you don't have any of the other stats, certain classes are better than other classes like Druid and Barb. So like if everyone would have just kept using the same gear, even though it was technically crunched, the numbers were crunched, they still would have had the same advantage they had before. Arguably less so, but it would have been the game would have played the exact same. But everyone wasn't wearing gear for that entire patch because they thought, why would I wear gear to get my true or to get my 4 extra HP if I can't have 5 extra HP? Because it still gives you a massive advantage.
Dude, when I had somebody debating me on like why rubies for gloves were not that good anymore because of the change, like, dude, I get the same amount of knowledge as rubies for gloves now. I'm like, yeah, but you're also missing the will, the 4 stats that it comes with. Like, what are we talking about here?
And the only thing that was bad was they gave
people who can't tell you the 25 dex thing on the action speed are the same people who were telling you patch 69 was bad. Literally. It's like these dudes don't know stats, they don't know numbers, and they're trying to like imply that it mattered.
I didn't like patch 69 not because the only thing that I had an issue with the PvP is probably barbarians and rangers, and that's just because barbarians with high base stats because you can just throw shit on. You don't really need true damage or any of that. You just need HP and stats. It fucking sucks as a warlock because you have to buy. You had to,
yeah, but
2% armor pen. You're getting 100 on every weapon. That was really broken.
And then as a warlock, I have to sit here and buy magical heal and buy all these specific stats to even be kind of viable.
Yeah,
but that was full fucking squire. Yeah, like that makes me fucking crash out.
Yeah, but that was literally only because Barb got a double buff, and one of the buffs directly buffed another skill so much that it was like completely like way overtuned. Like if Reckless was in the state it was now, and 200 got buffed back then, it would have been felt the same as before. The only reason why it mattered is because you got 100% armor pen, plus you got the extra stats for
just Squire bullshit.
Rage got buffed on that patch too.
Oh, did they get buffed too?
What was it? Did they buff the MS? Was it?
Was it like
the MS was 15. They also made it so it took way less. I think it was down to 10% or something like that. Negative armor. So it was just better in general. The winless thing was annoying, but winless is annoying no matter what. So winless just needs to be out of the game.
And Rangers is annoying no matter what. The thing is, just more people started playing Rangers during that time for some reason. I don't know why. Every lobby I had was Rangers, and it just felt bad. But other than that, it was also the fact that, like, I didn't, like, what was the fucking point in playing? I kept going in there having to buy fucking Magical Heal and True Magic and shit just to play the fucking game. And then I kept dying to fucking bullshit-ass Druids and Barbarians just in Squire gear, and the shit was pissing me off.
But that was because...
I can't play my class unless I buy stats.
Yeah, but that...
Patch 69 didn't go far enough. But that's actually what I would say.
But that's because the classes got buffed at that time. The classes that don't need specific stats got buffed, so it felt better. But like overall,
even if they don't, bro, because it's like some classes are incredibly stat dependent and some aren't. So that just puts the people that are dependent on stats.
Well, I think every class is stat dependent.
Stats.
Yeah, but how much they scale with the stats is obviously different.
Yeah.
It's different type of stats, like rollable stats. Like you have to have like Barbarian. You don't need True. You don't. All you need is just the base HP that you can get on just regular shit. Move speed, dex.
That's not entirely true.
The Pythagorean theorem to figure out how much PDR you can squeeze out of X action speed at X move speed, like.
Well, here's the thing. All you have to do is if you catch somebody slipping, they die. Like because Barb already at that time had a ridiculous.
Yeah, but that was
people weren't wearing gear.
Yeah. So okay, but yeah, this is the problem. Like what you're describing is a self-created problem. So like, yeah, that was happening, but it was because Barb got a double buff, and people were thinking like you're thinking, why would I buy all this gear to play the game? If you don't buy the gear to play the game, then yeah, the guy who works with no gear is gonna win. That's just that. Like it's like the same problem as like people complaining about 24s.
Wait, people the guy who buys all the gear is gonna win?
Yeah, if you would have bought gear during that time, if you would have bought gear at that time and played exactly how you previously played, you would have had this almost the same experience, except for only two factors. One, when you got Reckless in the head, because Reckless got an indirect buff from the two-hander perk, and winless.
Well, and the fact that the person you're fighting doesn't have to spend money and you have to spend money.
That's but it doesn't matter if you would have spent money and the Barb wasn't running two-hander Reckless and it was a same matchup as before, I would have felt the exact same. In fact, you would have had an advantage because the Barbs weren't buying gear because they knew they could get away with not buying gear only because two-hander indirectly buffed Reckless. That was the only problem.
Two-hander got armor pen, right? Is that what happened?
It went to 15. So on 15 plus, and Reckless was 85. You had 100% armor pen for one swing, so you could hit somebody with any weapon.
What the fuck were they thinking, bro?
They should bring that back right now. By the way,
they probably should.
That's fucking ridiculous, bro. Yeah, that shit felt bad, but I don't know. It was already a bad time. It was like a multitude of just fucking bad things, and then they dropped that out of nowhere.
For any crutches and need true.
Moral was already down.
There was a lot of issues with that patch, but I think a lot of it is like, I don't know. I think stats squish enough stats, and they didn't reduce stats that matter, like we were talking about, like true damage. I think flat max HP is also a problematic role.
Yeah,
a really bad role. I think it needs to go, like completely. I think or like +1 max, like on tertiary gear, like rings and shit. Like I think getting +3 is like crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. I will say, to Artie's point, the only thing that was bad about that patch, outside of like the whole self-inflicted issues, was you could get more easily third-partied by people that don't have gear. I don't think the finding gear thing was that bad because you could still find really cool gear. Like if everything is gray and you find something that's blue, you found something that's blue. Okay. Like, it's still better than whatever you found. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if we just go by, like, numbers.
No, blue,
like
blue and whites were like the same.
No, but you don't.
No,
I'm making an abstract point. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how big. Like people are like Artie is saying, I want to find good gear. Well, I mean, we could scale the numbers to infinity. Does it make having an infinity number better than anything else? We're gonna get into like a Diablo 2 situation where we got like 40 billion damage numbers on the screen for no reason on the gear. Like that's what it would just come down to. Any gear that's better. I like gear. Barely better, but not worth. No, it was definitely a lot better. If you got 4 max health on all your pieces, you were infinitely stronger than someone that didn't have max health. The game was still the same.
I don't know if you remember. It was up to 6 before that.
Yeah.
Shit was crazy, bro. And then they nerfed. Yeah, now it's 5. But yeah, it's
still way too much.
I think they could remove it and just keep max health bonus. I think just remove flat health in general. Just get max health bonus, because then the people that are actually stacking a shit ton of max health bonus and vigor would actually benefit. It would skill harder, and then the people that, say wizards and like squishier classes that don't have high HP, they're not going to get a stupid amount of HP. You don't have wizards with fucking 50% PDR, 190 HP.
Yeah,
because they're stacking all flat.
I remember that though. Wait, what? You had like what? 150 HP and like what? 50% PDR? With the wizard build?
Who, me?
No, Nick.
Shoy, is the big fat guy confirmed a boss? We thought it was just a sub boss. Is that confirmed a boss? If you know, let me know.
Yeah, I remember getting fucking spanked to death by his staff before they nerfed staff, and I was like, what was I, fucking longsword fighter in Biss?
Because we think it's just like an upgrade. We think it's a sub boss that's going to spawn potentially new bosses in the future, but like it's going to work with this new like boss creating thing, and that's what we think it is. We think it's going to be like I personally think it's going to be like an upgraded zombie. So it's going to be like a zombie with a weapon, and I think it's going to work like the fat man from, the fat guy that summons the little leeches from Hunt Showdown. I think it's going to work like that, and I assume it's going to be the sub boss for the zombie archetype or the mummy archetype.
It was so troll, dude. And then they're like, "Alrighty, we'll just make it perma invis." I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah, so yeah, that's like true. We can definitely tweak a lot of stats. Like True probably needs to go. I said before, controversial take, but I said before, to fix the kiting issue, you just got to let everyone stop using lightfoot boots.
Well, here's the deal. Now that's not possible. Now because there's no bee hopping, so you're fucking cooked if you're a caster. That's just fact. Especially a warlock. You're absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked, bro. Maybe as a warlock, how do you get away from a barbarian who pops rage?
Maybe on warlock, but like the thing is, like all the other classes that you're referring to, you say hit your spells. You say hit your spells.
Fair. So that's a fucking. I guess that's a strictly warlock issue. I guess I'm biased, but
I see what you're saying, right? Only sort of, because like it's a warlock issue in that warlocks take time to kill people. That's not an instantaneous damage.
You know how they fix this? Give warlock some CC. Warlock has no fucking CC.
No.
I probably maybe would be okay with it if they remove Phantomize.
Yeah, I literally put a suggestion to remove Phantomize today, and people are hating on it, but fuck them.
No, they should definitely not add CC to this game.
Remove TM. Yeah, I think.
If you let me finish, all CC needs to be removed from the game except for slows, and slows need to be like
heavily looked at. I think.
Well, slows for like certain slows that aren't literal skills that are like one-time use need to be like massively changed. And slows from like all sources of range damage need to be even more changed, especially when it's not things that are spells. Like a wizard slow from Ice Bolt is whatever, but like a longbow slow or a crossbow slow or all that shit needs to get out of the game immediately.
His slows from range shouldn't exist. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's so dumb, bro. But besides that, say we remove all the fucking CC and shit, right? But keep slows on certain things. In my mind, I'm just like, how do you stop a barbarian who is raging and sprinting at you, or a fighter who's sprinting at you? Like
the same way you stop him right now, you shoot him, and then he dies.
With what?
I think Warlock has a lot of options. Is the thing, though.
What do you mean? How do I die on barbarian 90% of the time that I'm chasing a wizard and or a ranger? I run at them. I try to swing my two-handed weapon. and I get instantaneously folded by some bullshit skill that exists in the game, and or I have to contend with some other movement skill like backstep or haste or invis or slow.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's break it down. And right, Barb against Ranger. Ranger, just hit your shots, you win. Right? Fair enough.
Always.
With backstep and shotgun plus.
Barb versus Wizard. You have slow. You have ice bolts to slow. Obviously, because there's no CC, they would have to remove ice mastery then. Which, whatever, that's fine. Okay.
No. But I don't like Ice Bolt slow is fine. Like you can keep Ice Bolt slow. I don't think you should
Ice Mastery like literally roots you.
Ice Mastery. Ice Mastery is the perk that roots you. Yeah.
They could just change. Yeah, they just change that to make it add more duration to the slow. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever.
I might even be above.
Or you can magic missile. Like there's ways to deal with barbs as a wizard, right? And then there's fucking let's see, Barbarian versus Druid. You literally can just walk away in rat form, so that's free. Barbarian versus pretty much every class has a way you can get away from Barbarian, except for Warlock. So maybe you guys are right. Wow. Maybe it's just the Warlock being dog shit. And whoever said Warlock has a lot of options, I think that was you, Nick. Yes, you're right. Warlock has a lot of options, but all the options are completely dog shit. Like I literally made a video.
Like only work against that, yeah.
I made a video going over all the spells and all the perks and skills for Warlock. They're literally all of them are completely dog shit or used for PvE, except for Curse of Pain and Bolt of Darkness and Spellpred. That's it. Everything else is dog shit. Hydra is relatively dog shit.
Worst, like ever since the change.
Well, Hydra's but Hydra's Hydra's utility though.
Utility, yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, Phantomize is still in the game, so that's what you do. You wait for the guy to rage, and you Phantomize lasts longer than his rage.
Well, yeah, but Phantomize also shouldn't be in the game. That's the point.
That's also the point.
Yeah, if you want to, I don't think Phantomize. I think Phantomize should be in the game. Yeah, but you're on average faster anyway. And if you cast it after rage, you're faster than him he has to rage to get to you, and you're way longer. What do you?
Because the difference between Phantomize is 5%, rage is 12%. That's a 7% difference.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Are not 7% faster than.
But here's where you're not understanding. Okay, the only way.
You're like 750 units.
Yeah,
plus
the way that it works is. The only way that Phantomize doesn't get you away from a raging barb is when you got caught out in a position you shouldn't have been caught out in. Because if I have to,
here's also the.
If I have to rage before you, if I have to rage before you and you Phantomize after me, your Phantomize lasts longer than my rage every single time without fail.
I don't think.
How is that not true? They're both the same time, and you have way more will and you have way more buff duration. How's that not true?
Well, that's not that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you said you make a mistake by getting caught out, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, so like you got landmine
fighting a barbarian. Like I just don't think you understand from a warlock's perspective how to actually fight a barbarian. Like you can't really win. Like even with Phantomize, the barbarian just keeps walking unless there's a door open and you play door games, that needs to be removed too. That's a whole nother topic. Like,
but I don't understand. So I rage at you.
Okay.
Right. You hit me with a curse.
Does like 30 damage.
So I blew my movement speed skill. You blow your movement speed skill after. Now the fight is reset. Yep. So how are you not just running around and cursing me? Like I beat warlocks all the time, but that's because okay.
You lose. There's no win.
I mean, do you not just dodge frannies?
But you can bring like 10 of them. If you get hit by one franny, you lose. You literally die.
Your range class and you're already at 40 HP, and the barb's down to movement speed.
Like I don't think that's exactly how it works. Like so we're ignoring a bunch of things there. First of all, I have to throw a franny and I have to hit you.
And you'll get two tapped by
you have flame
walk. We're talking about Caster. Keep in mind, flame walk's dog shit. We're trolling. Now we're trolling.
What?
But
flame walk's
Caster Lock, you're never getting. It's like you're only getting killed by barbs who are move speed barbs, right? And those barbs have already chosen to lose to all melees. So it's like
if you build correctly, like you're not going to be that slow. You're going to be what 300% bare minimum. You're not going to be under.
No, on average, my 50% action speeds are like 295, 290.
Even if we say 300, if you're losing as TM Caster Lock like 325 plus move speed to a 300 MS barb, you're kind of fucking up because you do have like a more than 7% move speed advantage all the time.
Okay, here's the thing.
Like that's actually like straight fucking up.
What does Warlock have that actually does damage to barbarians? Curse of Pain and Bolt of Darkness, right? You hit him with Curse of Pain. Yeah. True, but one Curse of Pain's not even doing. It's maybe doing a third of your HP over the course of how many seconds?
Yeah.
Well, the barb never hits you.
Here's the thing.
The core problem with the map,
it never hits you, but like here's the thing. Like we can talk about in circles around the whole thing, but like that's like the class that Barbarian is supposed to kill.
Okay, so fair enough. So Barbarians counter Warlocks. I can agree with you. Fair enough. We can actually end on that. That's fair. So like, so Barbarians are supposed to kill Caster because they have the Frannies, they can catch them slipping. Okay, that's fair.
They have Iron.
I agree with you.
Well,
and they have Iron Will. Well, that's more of a wizard counter.
A third is a lot, but he's referring to it being over the full duration, right? Like, you also have like okay melee options like longsword, which basically default if you're good beats all two-handed weapons.
Right now, stop.
What do you mean, brother? I watch you stream. I watch you stream.
Crazy. That's different. I'm crazy.
That's different. Okay, you can't say that. You can't use that as your defense.
No, that's what we're not gonna do. You're not gonna have the fucking rank 1 longsword plate lock and be like, well, come on. You can cut Barbarians with it.
What we're not gonna do is that right there, because that's the same exact argument I hear whenever I say, "Yo, Vincent can do this," and they're like, "We can't use Vincent."
Okay.
Like, do you want to go that route? Because
here's the deal. Here's the deal, though, with longsword and warlock, right? Well, longsword and fighter, you literally win barb every single time. Like, pretty much doesn't matter what weapon. But the difference is Warlock doesn't have shield mastery or counterattack. So, because you don't have counterattack, you can't close the gap. Barbarian can literally just walk away after you get the parry.
But the thing is, usually they don't. But like, I understand what you're saying. But like, I don't think any of that matters. What like,
and it takes 3 because well, hold on, it does matter because Warlock also has way lower strength. So you have to hit like 3 riposts to the head to kill a Barbarian. So like, it does matter.
I don't think 3 riposts to that. I watched you murder that guy in the fucking cubby with a riposte and 2 hits, and he didn't even hit him in the head.
I'm a little fucking crazy, dude. It's
like, I think the longsword is like way overtuned for like PvP, but even still, like, it's a close fight against the counter that you have. Like, it's like, imagine I'm trying to fight like a full PDR fighter and I have a Zweihander. Like,
well, keep in mind, I was also play lock there, bro. So I literally am full strength.
Yeah.
Just to barely win.
Like, I mean, I don't know if that was barely, but I mean, like, the thing is, like, yeah, you can pick a different build. You can pick a different build. In the same way that I can take movement speed Barbarian to kill TM Warlocks, you can play plate lock to fight your counter, which is Barbarian.
And to lose every other class.
Yes.
I don't think. But that's the same thing though, because when I take movement speed Barbarian, on average, you're losing to everything else other than sometimes Wizard.
Name me one barb that could take on a full plate.
For instance, not to dog on him, but it's like every single time Skinny Pete runs into me in solo, and I have like a real barb kit on, and he's playing his moon speed kit, he loses because he chose to fight fucking casters and runaway kiters, and I chose to kill people melee because I don't give a fuck about getting kited for 5. Well, I do, but I mean,
Warlock counters PvE, true.
But there's also that,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I'm also in favor of giving Warlock like a way different spot. Like here's what happened. They said Warlock's coming, and I thought to myself, oh my god, I can't wait to play fucking Warlock. I'm gonna be in that John with the Eldritch Blast, and it's gonna be gas. Warlock is released.
Yep.
Where the fuck is Eldritch Blast? Doesn't exist.
We have Eldritch Blast.
Anyone that's played real D&D ever knows the only skill that matters on Warlock is Eldritch Blast. That's the whole game. That's what Warlock is. Eldritch Blast.
You get Darkbolt, and dude, when it first released, Darkbolt literally took 3 business days to reach its target.
Go play what's it called? Baldur's Gate? What are you doing? I'm taking Eldritch Blast. I'm taking the Eldritch Blast knockback, and I'm sending people to the Shadow Realm off the map.
To be fair, the last thing I want.
Yeah, but that's not CC. It's a knockback. CC and knockback. I consider CC things that I consider CC.
Wait, what?
I consider it's a form of CC, but I consider CC, that CC that I don't want in the game, anything that literally stops you from moving. If you get knocked back or knocked up, I don't give a fuck about
hard
that.
CC.
Yeah,
that's what CC is. All CC is crowd control. Like moving somebody.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm talking about hard CC. Like anything that stuns you, like roots, anything that freezes you to the ground permanently, anything that stops you from moving, anything that gets your movement speed to 0 or close to it.
Knockbacks are hard CC.
Fair enough. So just remove stuns and snares. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but knockbacks are hard CC. I think knockbacks are hard to see, but I also think that knockbacks should be toned down a little bit, and I also don't think you should ever be able to have like more than one knockback. Like Eldritch Blast is a thing that you cast like once. Like there's certain things like you cast like 3 beams, whatever, but it's like you cast once. But like the problem with Sork, like if Sork just had Wind Blast, it wouldn't be that bad. But the problem is Sork has Wind Blast, then has some other fucking knockback ability, and some other knockback ability, and then some teleport away, and then some other knock. So it's like then it's like you can never hit him. But like if it's just one, if he just had Wind Blast, it's okay. He used his Wind Blast. I'm going in.
So we all can agree Warlock needs at least one CC ability.
I just think Warlock should get Eldritch, like they should just make an Eldritch Blast ability. It should just be a hit scan ability that works like Zap. It should be more straight line.
Cooldown, obviously.
And then you should be able to. It should work based off like you cast it. The longer you charge it, the more damage it does, and it fires like a railgun, for instance. So like so like you can do it quickly and just do like instant damage, and then you can channel it for longer.
Them cast speeds builds will go crazy, bruh.
Another thing. Well, that's fine. The cast speed builds or whatever, because like I don't think it should be.
Wouldn't work on you anyway because Iron will. So
I don't know how you'd work that in, but like the other big build that Warlocks do in regular D&D, if they're trying to do that, is like it's called like Hexblade or Spellblade or something like that. They need to add stuff like that into the game. Like wizards need to have stuff like sorcerers should have had like wild magic in the game, not combining magic. It should have been wild magic. And like there should be things that like make you into like a battle mage, so people play melee combat. That's when the game is most fun.
Like BOC Warlock, yeah. Just like a hybrid caster. You just like cast spells, and then once you're going in, you just like hit him with the BOC.
Like the Skinny Pete playing like the Mega Buff Warlock thing is cool. That should be in the game more. There should be more of that in the game.
It's so bad. I know. I literally made a suggestion. It's literally unplayable.
Yeah, but
people are watching the video like, oh, dude, this is crazy. It's like,
I understand,
no, Skinny Pete is just crazy with his lie.
But it's bad for only 2 reasons. It's bad because one, you can hear the buffs. No, but they can hear the buffs being cast early. But 2, they walk away. But like that's solved with like a simple thing. You just give Warlock some sort of like buff that works like haste.
I think the problem with giving Warlock anything is that it'll always
go to TM. It always
20 magic heal.
Yeah, it'll go to TM, which is why
TM builds. So like TM needs to be reworked or
this is what I said.
Something.
Okay. So yeah, you did see that. I dropped a fucking suggestion today saying they need to tie TM to demon armor, and people aren't gonna like that. I think that's a good idea because I think fucking TM kiting people and healing forever is completely dog shit, and people are abusing that with Phantom Eyes. Unpopular take. Everybody's gonna fucking hate me, but it's gonna make Warlock so much better to play against. And it's like, because that's the only Warlock you see is literally TM kiting with full move speed.
Yeah,
that's terrible, bro.
Honestly, I think they should remove Demon from the game too.
Well, it's bad. It's unplayable, so might as well just remove it.
Controversial take right here. People think Chris Dagger got removed because of like demon form, right?
No, Chris Dagger's always been that broken.
It's confirmed.
I high-key think it got more removed though because people were running Dagger Ball like hybrid builds like during that time, if you remember, with like 18 M heal, 160 HP, 320 move speed, with bloodstained blade. People were doing that shit.
That shit was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was just because of a TM build could also self-buff and box in melee. Like it was. Again, TM making something cancer, and then Warlock had to lose something beloved.
Even without TM, that build would still be good. I wouldn't say that TM was the main issue with that, because like even like you don't have TM, right? Because if you don't have TM, then the price of the spells is still like 5 HP for a curse. Then you.
I just think Bloodstained Blade.
But it's like power sacrifice on you. You can still box up any class. I don't think it really.
No. Power sacrifice.
No, TM enables it in like such a different way that it's like impossible to overstate. It gave you options to play caster kiter and melee boxer at all times. Like it was I don't know, it's really hard to overstate.
It was really bad. It was really bad, and you could tell it was really bad because that buff happened during the Nickbok tournament, and literally everybody was fucking doing it. It was so cancer.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Youth is in chat, and he literally made it at the time. He says TM Ball was shit. I don't remember. I ran Chris with Heater at the time, I think with Demon.
Yeah, that's what everybody ran, yeah.
But here's the thing. I think TM Ball is like always has been pretty good. It's just the reason why it's bad now is because you have a fucking foul chain. Foul chain's dog shit. So like,
exactly.
With Chris, I'm sure it was decent. At least it was decent. I don't know if it was good because I didn't really.
You didn't even need the ball. You just had Chris on you, and if someone approached you while you were casting on them, and they finally caught up to you, you just turned on Bach and Chris someone 3 times, and they died. That's what happened during the Nick Bach tournament. This is all that happened. People stopped running Phantom Eyes because you didn't need to run away because you just boxed someone as soon as you've already taken 2 curses and then you just got killed. That Nick Bach tournament was cancerous, dude. Like every fucking guy was doing that.
Yeah. It needed to be removed, and that's what they said. Okay, so this brings up another point. SDF and Terrence, I don't know if you remember, it was like what 3 Q or 4 Q&As ago. They were talking about why it was removed, and pretty much SDF did not want Warlock to have Chris Dagger, but Terrence really wanted it, but they said Warlock was supposed to be a 2-handed base class, which is why they have all access to fucking long swords, Zweihander, all that shit.
Which is also super cringe.
It's all bad. It's all bad on Warlock.
It shouldn't.
In general just suck.
Yeah, but 2-handers suck, but also it defeats the purpose. Warlock should never be a 2-hander class ever. It doesn't make any sense, and it never.
I don't understand it. Yeah, because how are they going to catch anybody anyway? That's
it's not. It's not about catching people. Who cares? They could invent ways. The problem is it takes away from what the Warlock is. Warlock, at its base, is a caster class. That's it. You cast spells. You cannot cast spells with 2-handed weapons unless they made some unless you use Crystal Sword, which isn't. I mean, it's a 2-handed weapon, but like realistically, you're holding it in one hand in the game, so I count it as a 1-handed weapon.
Isn't that what Spellblade is? They can cast and then switch to their 2-handed weapon and go fucking.
No. Spellblade had daggers. That's the difference. Spellblade had daggers. They did not have a 2-hander.
Yeah, Spellblade Warlocks were all about like rapiers, daggers, stuff like that, and sometimes you would have 2, but like that was only because like in D&D like it's all turn based, so you can like cast spell, then equips things, and then do your attack, and it's turn based. It's not like full on dynamic action, right? So like you want to be able to cast with something in your hand, and you want to be able to actually use your weapon at the same time. Otherwise, it's like you're already losing no matter what. If you have to switch a weapon on Warlock, 90% of the time you're losing because you can never switch it fast enough. It's the same problem on Barb. You can never switch your weapon fast enough.
Yeah.
Well, you can hot swap.
Well, yeah. Well, that's good. So.
But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I think what they were meaning by like the being a 200 class, I think they were making that go hand in hand with Demon, but Demon sucked. So
yeah, I mean, well, they should just go. It was good, they need to just go play the actual Dungeons and Dragons game. Like I think everyone at fucking Iron Mace needs to buy a copy of Baldur's Gate 3.
They're huge fans, but
buy a Baldur's Gate 3, play the game, and go, so this is what Warlock is supposed to do. Like Warlock should be, and not only that, Warlock should be like way more like of a support character too. It should be less damage. It should be way more of a support character. Like literally, what should be happening is they need to have stuff like the Arms of Hadir thing. They need to have like the super mega dark cloud. That's what Warlock
slows you.
That maybe, but like really, what they need is like that. And then Demon should just be a perk that you take that lets you summon a familiar. And then you need to be able to pick 3 familiars, and then the familiars change your spells. So like if you pick familiar 1, your familiar that you summon makes your Eldritch Blast knock people back. If you pick familiar 2, you get something else. If you pick familiar 3, you get something else. And then you have a thing that will let you block doors, so you can run away without needing Phantom Eyes. You have a thing.
So like animal form, essentially. It's like different animal forms, but with different.
But it's a summon.
Gods.
Eldritch. Yeah, but it's a summon. Yeah, but it's a summon. You summon
How would they work a summon into...
you summon it, so it's not you transforming, you actually summon it.
No, you summon it, and it just follows you around. But you can summon it on doors. Yeah, but Hydra's a static mob that doesn't move. You want a mob that moves. You basically want to turn, like, Warlock into basically like a Necromancer. Is how you want it to work. Yeah.
Demon transforms take 3 seconds of moaning sounds.
Although I like that,
I should scale with something or have a perk for like faster.
No, not even. No, you don't get 3 mobs. You get 1 mob. You get your 1 familiar. You can cast it once every 30 seconds. If it dies, it dies. And while it's up, you get buffs to whatever your, whatever you pick. You don't get to summon more than 1. You don't get to, and it can block doors like all the other summons.
And you can change it, right? So like while it's out, maybe it doesn't. There's no cooldown, or there's a cooldown obviously if it dies, but it stays up the whole time. But like as you're playing, you can kind of like tell them to do different things, type shit. So like that would be kind of cool.
It would be cool, but I also don't trust Iron Mace making AI.
No, that would be completely fucked. It would be completely fucked. Absolutely. Which is probably why he didn't do it.
I do not trust them making AI.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I had to put my car in the driver real quick.
But yeah, that They fucked up, man. I wanted Warlock to be more like a Death Knight, and they fucking flopping on that hard. Like, let's just be honest. Warlock doesn't have any good weapons in general, melee weapons at all, except Crystal Sword's dead now. Maybe Longsword is probably the best. Like, which is fucking crazy. That Longsword is the best melee weapon on Warlock. Like, they're all fucking bad.
Yeah.
All the two-handers, the only one-hander you have is Falchion, and then that's it.
It's that halberd.
Don't mention that thing's name in my presence.
Dog shit.
Which, now that I'm thinking, maybe that's why it feels bad to play Warlock, because all the fucking melee weapons are just terrible.
Literally, like, Chris Egg was like all we had, and then, what's it called? I remember because before when Falchion was actually ridiculous, right? In the golden ages, right?
Oh my gosh, the Slayer Fighter days? Holy shit.
Yeah, literally the Slayer Fighter days, pretty much. Like, Falchion was ridiculously good, and then when they say, oh, we need to nerf Falchion, I'm like, I agree with you, but holy fuck, I do not want that right now unless I get a better option.
Yeah,
because like on Fighter, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna use like Arming Sword, right? Arming Sword, Heater Shield, and it's like barely anything changed. On Warlock, before like, you know, people discovered Chris and whatnot, they're like,
it was everything.
I don't want to use a Bardiche. I don't want to use a Halberd.
It does the thing. It's like Falchion's so hard to balance because it's either completely busted or it's dog shit. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. But
I remember,
what do you do?
I remember people were bringing up points as well too, where the Sour Spot of the Falchion was damn near like you punch where you had your hand on the handle. Like not even the handle, like your hand coming in contact with their face was the Sour Spot, and like the entire blade was basically 100%. And then like the Sour Spot was still like what? I think like 70%, 70, 80%.
Yeah.
Wasn't even that bad of a Sour Spot.
All right.
It's fucking cooked, bro. Yeah, not trying to go on that whole fucking Warlock rant, but like Warlock's everything needs to fucking be reworked. Like, I can't believe Ray of Darkness has not gotten any change. Yet you have Sorks running around with Lightning Bolt that homes to a degree, right? They obviously adjusted it before when it was broken going through walls. But Ray of Darkness is so fucking bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have actually used it. I use it every now and then because I'm fucking dog shit and I hate myself. You have to literally have it directly on them. If they move and it's still on them, it bugs out and it won't even register the ticks. It literally has to be directly on them.
Another thing too as well that I noticed as well is that shit scales negatively with cast speed. So like you having more cast speed screws you over with Ray of Darkness, which is like why it doesn't accelerate the ticks. Yeah, literally it doesn't accelerate the ticks or like do more total damage in a like higher space of time. It just literally just like ends it faster, which is like, did we not see this? Like, are we cognizant of that?
Yeah, but that's just because of how it works. They could just change it to work like the lightning bolt, where you just press it once. Like Ray of Darkness should work like this. You should just press it once, and you should be able to cancel it, and it just does the damage the whole time, and then you just can't cast any other spells while you're doing it. In fact, I think they should let you attack with your weapon. When you have Ray of Darkness, when you have
attack with it,
you should be able to attack with it, and it should just be you cast it once, it goes on, you can cancel it any time, and then it doesn't let you cast any other spells while it's happening.
But you can swing your weapon. Yeah,
you can swing your
weapon.
Even
this dog shit version, it still would be kind of nice because that would be some decent DPS while somebody's pushing you. That'd be nice.
That's why when I got like so happy when I saw it too as well. When I saw 99% dark damage bonus with like the shards, I'm like, wait a minute, I can actually use Ray of Darkness here.
Yeah, like, it's only good with fucking Zerks. That's it.
Yeah, like, yeah, literally, it's only good with like Zerks and like double damage. And I'm like, if I need double damage and a fucking artifact for my spell to be good, maybe might not be the best.
Yeah, but it's okay if things are worse. Like, not everything has to be good. I don't know that it has to be that bad, but like I also think that like the Sork probably needs to be changed too. Like Sork doesn't follow the regular D&D stuff either. Like Sork needs to have like the twin spell thing, the long range spell thing, and then the other whatever the other one is, I can't remember what it is. And they need to have that on one perk, and you pick one of the three sub things for the perk. So like you shouldn't be able to stack like all these spell buffs or all these buffs together on spells that just make them like longer, stronger, faster, blah blah blah. Like this isn't some fucking song, you know. You should be able to get like one. And that would be more in line with Dungeons and Dragons. That's it. Like the wizards work different too in Dungeons and Dragons by a little bit, but like again, I don't think wizards should. I still think wizards. I still think wizards need to. I still think wizards should have to sit down and all that. I just don't think they should have to sit at campfires.
It just feels bad in the game. That's the thing. fucks up the game because who wants to sit down? It takes too much time, especially now that
especially
fucking
that,
Storm's back.
parties.
Doesn't but the thing is, it's like
solo,
this.
Like it's unplayable. Like,
yeah, but here's I don't think so. But here's the thing, okay? Like you could only have it one way. Either all the wizard spells get immediately nerfed into the ground, and then they don't have to sit down.
They should. I agree.
Or
so
they
just
have
get rid
to
of
sit
spell
down.
overload.
No, but even
that spell is not the problem. Trust me.
It's just the spells just do too much.
No. It's spells do too much. Like even if I had two more fireballs, right? The problem is not that you have two more fireballs, but the fact that you could just shoot the ground and I'm losing half my HP because of that.
Like I'm fine with them never having to sit down if they want to put it on a cooldown, and then then you don't get to cast like 5 fireballs at once. But then they'd have to add way more wizard spells, and then it kind of gets out of control. I think you should just get meditate when you sit down. That or in fact, not even just meditate when you sit down. I think all classes should have the same recovery rate when you sit down, and it should be way faster. And then you just make it so there's classes that you would think it would be really disgusting on, like cleric, because it's got a million heals. You cut the heals down, so like they can only heal twice on both of their heals, but then they have to sit down.
So Lesser has 2, Holy Light has 1 or 2, and
1 or 2, depending.
1.
You figure out what a Sync 1, whatever, Locust 1, Earthquake 1, but then you got to sit down. So you take your fight, you win, you got to sit down. Yeah, you don't have to sit down as much as you would have to sit down on like a campfire. You'll get all your shit back, but like if you blow your whole stack after the fight, you have to sit down for like whatever it is, 15 seconds, and then you reset.
And then if you get third party, you immediately lose because you don't have enough spells, unfortunately.
So you get to get up and move, and you got to play the game like everyone else.
Yeah,
that's fair enough, I guess.
I mean, if it's like, was it meditate worthy of like speed?
Most clerics are playing half and half anyway.
Well, most clerics are just playing brainless smite DP. Let's just keep it a buck.
Well, I'm talking about in trios.
That cleric is the best melee class in the game. Like what?
Always.
Let's talk about that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, it's because it's a scaling issue, it's a perk stacking issue, and it's also a bug ignoring armor pen issue. So
yeah,
it's 3 issues on one.
What's the bug?
Divine protection doesn't like equate to like actual armor. So armor pen doesn't.
Reckless does nothing.
Armor armor pen doesn't like actually bypass it. It's just kind of just gets fucked.
It's the same with magic and not magic pots. Sorry, regular protect pots too. I think if you have a protect pot up and they reckless, does that? I'm pretty sure it doesn't work as well. So it's just buffs in general that block damage.
Well, I mean, it doesn't negate armor pen. I don't think protection potions. The problem with that is like reckless is only good if you hit someone in the head, and it ignores headshot damage, so it doesn't matter. Like if you do 85% damage on someone's head, that's a huge amount of damage. But if you do 85% damage armor pen on someone's arm, it does nothing.
Yeah, that's
Which is why Reckless should be. They should have never nerfed it in the first place because it was only ever good if you hit a headshot. Well, okay, so don't get it in the head. That's like the whole point of the game is to dodge and not get it in the head.
That's fair enough. That's a good point.
It's like when two-hander was buffed, like again, like that was like 1 million buffs in one, and then no one was wearing gear. But like if you were to put two-hander back so that every weapon could get 95. And then if you got armor pen roll, you get 100. I don't think it would be like so game breaking. It would just be a big learning curve for people that are like don't care about reckless. It'd be like an actual threat, like holy fuck, he's got reckless on. Be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I press reckless, I have to be like, holy fuck, I have reckless on. I better be fucking careful. So why can't it be both ways, bro?
Can't hit anything. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. That's actually a good point.
I don't like reckless. I think a lot of people want to see reckless removed.
It's just a feels bad thing. That's all it is. Like maybe it's not. It's only OP when you have 100% armor pen. That's just diabolical, and you get hit in the head, right? But other than that, like if you get with a limb with reckless,
who cares?
You won't even know he had reckless on.
It does like 40-50 damage maybe.
I think reckless complaining is just general like barb boasting. Like it's. You still got hit by a barb who pressed 2 buttons in melee range of you and hit you with a 2-hander in the head. Like skill issue, buddy.
So many things had to go wrong for that to happen for the most part.
Yeah.
And like the only time that I think it's annoying that it's like legitimately probably a problem is like in trios you're more apt to stand your ground and fight, and in trios you're expecting as the enemy frontliner to be able to live longer than like 2 seconds. So if you make a mistake and you're playing a support you can like save your frontliner. But if you make a mistake and he hits you in the head, and then he hits you a second time before your heal goes off because you didn't play properly, then your frontliner's out and then you just lose. Like that, I could understand being annoying, but that's like a multi-person fuck up. Like your cleric fucked up by not pre-casting heal.
Yep.
Your fighter fucked up by not blocking or getting hit in the head. It's like
let's talk about something else.
Up by not getting you space or getting any damage or punishing space on the barb, walking up with reckless active. Like so much has to go wrong. Like it's really hard to overstate how much you have to fuck up in a trios context to get hit by reckless. Like
what about Berserker?
That's the other one I see bitch about. I think that's also again complaining about anything on barb is like.
Well, I think that's also goes hand in hand with reckless, right? Because say somebody gets to jump on you, gets you down to one shot, your Berserker procs at almost what is it 30%?
It's 30%
if you're dead, essentially.
If you're basically dead, yeah. But I mean,
so like say you get 25% on top of your high strength, high fizz power shit, and it's literally that's where the one taps come into place.
PvP scales like shit. Fizz damage bonus scales so poorly. We're talking about no joke. Like single-digit damage. We're talking about like 8 damage right now from Savage, or Berserker. I mean, like
that's just from Berserker, and then you have it all compounds, and then you hit him in the head with Reckless. That's another headshot, 50%.
That's all fine and dandy, but like then we're also kind of ignoring like the whole point of like you got him really low, and then somehow you fumbled the bag.
Yeah, like if you're combining, like,
if I'm getting 30% on Reckless, like on average, Reckless gives you 7 to 11 is the average.
Okay, I guess where it feels bad, I guess, is say is you're a caster, you get in melee range, you're fucking gonna hit him with the last swing to kill him.
Yeah.
You, like catch him slipping, and then he one-taps you because you're a caster.
If you get hit by a reckless Berserker enraged barb with the two-hander and he hits you in the fucking head, I sure hope to God you get one-tapped.
You know what? Yeah, I stand corrected. Fair enough, bro.
Well, if they change the game to how I want it to be, where more of the ranged classes are playing melee, I'm fine with Reckless getting nerfed or removed. The problem is like, it's like the whole people always come in to stream and complain. It's like, oh, so you just want to be able to 2-hit somebody in melee? Yeah. If I spend 40 minutes running around the map and I finally catch your Tom and Jerry ass, I expect my giant frying pan to hit you in the head and kill you. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I want to happen because I did all the work to get you out. I avoided all your damage. I fucking baited all your stupid spells and your stupid skills. And yeah, so now I finally get to hit you once. You better be dead. Yeah,
that's fair. That's actually based as fuck. That's fair.
Yeah, but if they change it to how I want the game to work, where every single caster class and range class puts some sort of debuff or proc on you, and then you fucking do extra melee damage or perform spells at like higher power the closer you are. So let's say you're a wizard and you hit someone with some fire perk, whatever. Now your fire spells do more damage when you're within 6 meters of somebody or closer. Okay, then we can talk about Reckless maybe getting nerfed or something like that. But like, yeah, like of course I want to be able to kill you because then I'm going to be running around for 45 minutes and never getting to play the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's an issue.
Like, Jen, imagine playing like you're playing Warlock, right? And they nerfed anti-magic to like 10%, and then and you're still taking knockback, by the way. And now get rid of your spells, and you're only running Phantomize and BOC, and you'll have a taste of what it's like playing Barb for a second there.
Like that's why I think like if they want to change Reckless but make it still a good skill, Reckless should be like a buff that's on your weapon for 6 seconds, and it should just make all your two-handers ignore limb damage.
Oh yeah, I always also held the position that there should never be like any eternity buffs on your weapon, for example. So things like Cutthroat.
It's more skill expressive too. Yeah. Cutthroat for sure. Holy shit.
Rupture.
Rupture, stuff like that. Things like that. They like because we like nerf like DLCs. Was it? I think we nerfed DLC because it lasted too long. Specifically, like the duration on it, and then like if you try to bait it out, because high buff duration bonus, and then on top of that, it just also lasts like a decent amount of long time. So you have to wait a while for it to go away.
I'm okay with that if the skill that you're using gives you direct damage. If it doesn't give you direct damage, I think you should be able to hold it for longer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
maybe not silence. Maybe not silence, because silence just I don't even know if silence should be in the game. Personally, because I just think silence in general is unfun. Like anything that's why I don't like hard CC, because like anything that stops you from playing the game is not fun. and it removes. It makes you feel like you have no options.
He shouldn't be able to hand crossbow you, silence you, and then close the gap and kill you before you can do anything. Like, that's so stupid.
And that's like on the more lenient side. Like that's not even like talking about like, because like if he shoots with a hand crossbow with cutthroat, at least he had to do something to like silence me. If I walk through a door and I hear and I'm silenced, I'm like, oh cool, I die. Like
there's no counterplay. You can't pop a skill, you can't pop a spell. Or can we talk about how like there's like, bro, holy shit, is it OP? Like, I didn't even realize. It takes away, cutthroat takes away fucking second wind, bro. I'm playing fighter, I pop second wind, I get hit with the fucking hand cross with cutthroat, my second wind's just gone. Like,
yeah,
what?
So second wind takes away like any buff that's like a skill base away from you, which is ridiculous for that to be on a thing that can, for that to be on a, what's it called, a skill that lasts for eternity until you get rid of it yourself. Which,
I don't think it should clear anything.
Or you're boxing, like, you're running up on a rogue, you have BOC, you swing, but he gets the hit first,
like,
your BOC disappears.
Yeah, same thing for Achilles.
It should cancel, like, channels,
so bad.
like Magic Missile, and I think, like, Shotgun is, like, kind of a channel.
Magic Missile,
that silence
Shotgun.
takes off.
Oh, we got to talk about Ranger.
I think, like, I don't know, the things... I think, like, Bach is, like, a questionable... I think even Smite getting ripped off is, like...
kind of bullshit, because it's already on your weapon. Like, things that are already on your weapon that you're not holding should be permanently on your weapon. Like, okay, like if you even if you think about it from like a really like real world logic perspective, okay, I've cast my magic on my weapon, you silence me, well, good luck, dumbass, I already casted it, I'm not casting any more things, it's already there, bro.
Silence should only interrupt you from casting or while you're casting. It shouldn't just fucking remove buffs. It makes no fucking sense.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Having shit just stripped away from you after you already used
Though
it. Like,
I do think that opens up another avenue. Rogue should get another skill that's just a purge and not a silence. So you can just remove buffs, and then the two should be separated.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd agree on that.
That way, if you want to take both, then you can take both, and then you can't go invis.
That is actually a really good idea. Yep. Because then, like, they might purge your buffs, but they're not going to fucking silence you.
They also appear from, like, the ether as well, so balances out.
That's actually really good idea.
You could appear from the ether, but you'd have to play the map to do it. You'd have to, like, turn off lights and stuff like that, which I think there should be more of. I think there should be more incentive for you to play the class how, like, you would think it would play if the game was, like, real. Like, if it was a real world. Like, I don't think Rogue should be going invis ever. There should be, like, you should just have, like, a thing. Like, invis shouldn't even be a thing. Invis should be, like, a thing where you get to see better at nighttime in, like, darkness, like pitch black, and you have a skill that you press that works like invis, but it just turns off all the lights. Like, you press it, all the lights go out, and then you get vision. And then you get vision. So the person still gets to play the game, but you're invis, but you're not invis.
Your counterplay is you immediately throw torches on the ground and be like,
no, but like it should but it should just be like a smoke cloud that happens. So like it just extinguishes all the light. That's it.
Yes, I think that's.
And then like it should last like in a bubble for like 6 seconds, something like that. So if you pull out a torch, it just goes out. Sorry, bud, you can't see. For 6 seconds, you're done.
That's actually
and then it shouldn't slow you like smoke cloud, because people don't like smoke pot only because you can't see. And you can't fucking move, and you can basically do nothing. But you should always be able to do things. But the rogue should still have the advantage if he does the spell.
Yep, like rogue should be able to see through the smoke cloud.
Yeah, I thought that's how it was gonna work originally, and I thought it wasn't gonna slow you. I thought it was just gonna be like a smoke, like from like Call of Duty, but you'd be able to see through it with like some sort of thermal.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. The slow is fucking egregious.
Well, it also just made room for the whole, like, ratting gear, third-partying bullshit or whatever, so, like, it just exacerbated that problem, right? You just go with nothing and then just pop smoke pot and steal all the loot.
Yeah, that feels bad. So, let's talk about Ranger now. What do y'all think about 5-shot?
What, shotgun?
Oh, shotgun should be removed. But if they want to keep it in the game, that's fine. But you shouldn't be able to equip shotgun and
longbow.
And longbow. No. I think even longbow should be in the game. It should just be like
if
you're gonna keep shotgun, it should be a timed thing where you get it for a little bit, or it should be like you press it and then it just does the whole animation and does the attack. And B, you shouldn't also be able to have shotgun and backstep at the same time.
I agree. Okay, so this is what I think. I think they need to do. I don't think they did this before. Longbow, shotgun should only be 3 arrows. Recurve should be 4. Survival bow should be 5. And then, like you said, you shouldn't be able to hold it indefinitely. That's fucking stupid. It should either be an instant thing, or it should be like a duration of like 4 or 5 seconds, and then it just automatically unequips.
Yeah,
just reduce all the arrows to like 50% damage, 25% damage, and it's fine.
Yeah, not 100%.
You also should not be able to just pull it out of your ass too. Like if you're out of arrows, you should not be able to just use shotgun for free.
Yeah, that's
you're applying 40 true damage or something. Like, how much base damage do you really need?
Yeah, I also am in favor of all that stuff. Like none of your arrow skills should work with your arrows, not arrows in your inventory, and you shouldn't be able to use any of your arrow skills to quick reload either.
Yeah, that's cheese. Yep. That's the same as hot swapping to me, in my opinion. That's
and then on top of that, they should then to compensate, because every ranger player is going to bitch, and it might be a little bit too egregious, is then the reload perk should just be buffed slightly, and then you should have to take the reload perk.
Yeah, it should be almost instant. It should be almost instant to be honest.
I think it's already really good.
It is.
I think it's good right now, but I'm just saying if they remove the free reload from like shotgun or the multi-shot type shit, I would be okay with them giving it like 5% more. It wouldn't make it drastic, but maybe just enough that you notice it so that you're not like panicking. But they already get high dex and all that shit anyway, so.
I think Ranger's so overbearing. I don't know if it needs any compensation.
I was gonna say, bro, they already have backstep. Like, to be honest, they could just nerf it and they would be fine. Backstep is so outrageously OP. I will say though, I play Ranger on it. It does take a little bit of skill to get your timing correct, but if you know what you're doing, it's literally
that's all the classes.
Arguably one of the best melee classes in the game. Like you can get like 3 or 4 free hits in before, and they literally can't do anything.
I know. Yes. Trust me. I played hard, and I like walked into a ranger's melee range. Big mistake, by the way. I know you probably wouldn't think that, because like, oh, it's a ranger. What could it do at melee? It could do a lot.
I just think that like you shouldn't like. That's another thing too. Like I don't even know if you should be able to run like spear backstep. Honestly.
Agree.
No, yeah, spear should not be able to be used with backstep. If you do use backstep, it should only be able to use with like an arming sword or pretty much anything outside of a spear. Because
I don't
range and backstep is.
Well, no, I actually think you should be able to use both.
I don't mind the spear being used with backstep. What I do mind is you being able to use backstep while in the middle of an animation. I think that would solve a lot.
Yeah, that would fix it.
Because like, the main problem is he's like in the middle of a process animation, getting the freest headshot, and right as I'm like, I'm gonna take the hit. Like regardless, if I don't tank the hit, he's gonna get further enough. He's gonna start shooting with arrows again. I have to like either tank the hit or block it and hope to God it doesn't go through.
I think even if backstep was one charge every 5 seconds, it would still be too good. I don't even think that's. I think
yes.
The animation thing is the problem, but I actually don't even think that's like even matter. I think literally you probably shouldn't even be able to hold a spear and backstep at the same time if they want to keep both of those in the game. You should only be able to backstep with a bow or your hands out. You should have to unequip your spear to backstep. And then you should be able to pull out your melee weapon. Or it should just self-stun you, which would be the same thing as literally not letting you animation. But if they want to let you do animations while you're backstepping so you can shoot and backstep at the same time, okay, cool. But then you can't have a melee weapon in your hand and backstep. Or specifically the spear.
So you says just give spear a more impactful sour spot. Thing is, how would you do that? Because
it's a poke. It will never work. It's a poke. It'll never work.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. The only thing would be on the third swing, which it's like.
I think the spear in itself, like you could talk a lot about. I think the block box needs to go down to 3.
Huge.
Yeah,
it's busted. It needs to get thinned the fuck out. It is way too wide. It needs to be thinned. I was Zempic on that shit.
Dude, honestly, dude. Oh, what's it called? It almost felt like what's it called? Bardiche blocking for a second there. I'm like, how does this little twig like have more block range than Bardiche?
It's better, way better. It's way better. Bardiche has no.
It works.
Which is crazy. Should be the opposite.
The angle. The angle, and because when you look down, when you look up rather, and you like axle up, so you're bending backwards, you basically covers your entire body, and you can't be hit from any overhead attack ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It even blocks.
Got removed. I don't want any more changes that make move speed feel worse. That's the thing. Like, how are they going to compensate with B-Hop being removed on certain classes? Like,
we don't.
We don't have to. You can already listen. Here, we'll test it right now. Turn on your game, go play Arena for 2 minutes, and see how much B-Hop really affected the game.
No. That's That's disingenuous. That's disingenuous as fuck. Because arena is literally one room. Like you can't.
Yeah, arena is if no B hop in arena should be even worse. Yeah. But it's not.
Not having the one room limitation would make the moose feud like even more impactful, right? In the real versus arena. But in arena, it's still terrible.
Now the only difference between arena and like the real game is that arena people are running in the real game. People are running massive, high damage kits, right? So it doesn't. So it's like, okay, well I don't have to backstab because I'm doing so much damage. But guess what? In the real game, people aren't running 65 PDR every time either, unless you're playing fighter. That's why I don't understand about these like weird arena arguments. People are always like, yeah, but that's an arena. Yeah, but like in arena, people are wearing BIS, and in the real game, people aren't wearing BIS. So when you don't do damage in the real game, the guy also doesn't have a million HP and PDR in the real game.
The removal of B-hopping was in fact not impactful at all, and you can see that as reflected by the fact that the game is still range damage.
Well, here's the thing. How many people actually successfully B-hopped? Most people
That's what we
didn't
were saying
actually
the whole time.
B-hop. But the people that actually B-hopped were crazy with it, like Vincent, for instance. That shit was diabolical.
But even despite that, range damage still dominates the game at every level at all times.
Yeah, I'm still laning you with like a longbow. It's like, oh, I didn't B-hop when you're like 750 units away from me. My bad. Oopsies.
Well,
because it doesn't like fundamentally address like the issue with range damage.
The B-hopping affected Warlock for sure. Like Ranger is different because Warlock you need to out-damage them for a longer period of time. You're not 3-tapping somebody with the longbow. Warlock, you have to fucking wait at least 30 seconds to kill him. You got to curse him once, and then you got to hit him with like 3 bolts, or you got to wait for your curse off.
But that's just a Warlock class design issue.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a Warlock being a bad design class. Yeah, isn't that funny? It's almost like Warlock is just a bad class. Interesting.
It's not. No, it's not bad. It's extremely overpowered. The way that it's being played. The problem is that's the only way that you can play the class. It's like effectively is TM, right? But like the thing is, you have to. The thing is, the game is too fast paced for you to be playing dot gaming in this game. But then when you get to a point where the dot gaming works, it's unbelievably annoying to fight. So it doesn't work on both ways. Like the people that are doing it might have fun, but the people that are receiving it when it's good is bad. But then when you don't have it, it's bad. So it's like, then just give it something else. Like I said, make Warlock have Spellblade and minions.
When we were playing with Ray, with like Slayer Fighter, or it was a Slayer Fighter and like Plate Fighter, and you were both like you were playing and he was playing Barb. How much fun did you have when it was like a Ranger and like a Warlock just like picking away at you?
Oh, trust me, I hate the fucking the cursed dot on Warlock with Phantomize more than anybody.
You guys will know because you guys play Warlock. What did the eye thing do?
What eye thing?
Evil Eye?
The Evil Eye?
What did it do?
It was a little drone. It was a drone. That was it.
It was a little drone.
RCXD.
Yeah, so good, bro. It was basically
RCXD. So what they need to do?
Talked about. He wanted that to be where you can take possession of a mob. And then he suggested, like, you have a wizard on the team, right? You take possession of a mob, you explode it. That's kind of what he was saying. That wouldn't actually work in the game, though.
It's ultra cringe. All Evil Eye needs to do...
It wouldn't work with them.
All Evil Eye needs to do is have 3 charges. You can place them down, and all it needs to do is work like Valkyrie cams and Rainbow Six Siege, except for it works like Valkyrie cams combined with High Alert from Warzone. So you put it down in a corner, or you put it on a wall, it can be killed, and then it will, when someone is near the Evil Eye, your screen lights up red or yellow or something like that. So you know, so you put it in a room, you know someone's in the room, whether they're invis or not. It doesn't show you the invis, it's not revealing this. Not that invis should be in the game in general, but then so you're playing Warlock. And because you can't fucking hear anything, because all the spells are so fucking loud, which they also need to nerf. They need to tone down all the sounds of the spells. But like aside from that, then you put it. You're worried about getting killed from behind, or you're worried about going into a room as a caster. Wizards have the ability to go invis, should be removed. Okay, we can give it something else. But you throw Evil Eye in there, it lets you know that someone's there. You throw one behind you, so you're not getting flanked while you're fighting. That way, you can play slower if you need to play slower. If they intend to keep the slow play style. That's all it needs to do. You need to have 3 charges. You can cast 3 different Evil Eyes. You put them on the wall. They last like 10 seconds or 15 seconds, and then it just alerts you like cameras from Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know if
there should be like little notification, like say a little notification pops up on your screen to let you know that somebody's within range or something, or what?
Sort of. It'll just work like high alert from Warzone. So high alert from Warzone, when you're getting looked at by somebody and you're not, and you don't have direct line of sight of that person, your screen has your whole monitor, your whole screen will have a yellow border on your screen while it's happening.
That's actually a really good idea for Warlock, to be honest.
Dude, it could be like Wraith passive from like Apex, where like the demon whispers in
your
ear.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
someone's close. As a Wraith man, that shit was dog shit. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
In that game, but in this game, it would be good. Like in that game, it was dog shit, but in this game, it would be good. Especially if they made it like you could even make it so you could only have like one charge every like whatever 30 seconds or something like that. And it could literally tell you the class. Rogue nearby. There's a barb around the corner.
It'd be like a D, maybe like there's a rogue nearby. That actually could be kind of gas. I don't know. I don't know if that would fit though.
No, I could see it like it lurks in the shadows, something like that. Then you already know what the fuck lurks in the shadows.
Oh, potatoes cooking now. That's too creative though. They're not gonna do that.
And then like with the barb, it's like its strength is unmatched.
Oh, yeah, that would be kind of crazy. Yeah, that would be a good idea. But what class didn't we talk about? We talked about Ranger, Wizard, Warlock. We haven't talked about Druid or Fighter. Let's do Fighter. How do you think Fighter is right now?
By what?
Overpowered when it's overpowered and bad when it's bad. It's the same problem with all the classes. Things are too good when they're too good and too bad in other areas. Weapon Master needs to go. All magic damage weapons probably need to go anyway. Unless it's like on a magic damage class. You should never have access to magic damage on any class that isn't magic damage unless you have an artifact. I also think that like Fighter in general, they need to like severely make the swords better.
Yes.
And get rid of all the other shit out of the game. And like
thank you.
Because like and they need to rework melee hit slow for all the weapons, especially one-hand weapons. Like, all the one-hand weapons need to have way worse melee hit slows. Like Morningstar has the same hit slow as a Warmaul. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. That's why all the fighters at Top Gear are wearing fucking Morningstars and shit. And
all the swords, all the shitty one-handed swords need to have the same hit slow as daggers right now, and daggers need to have no hit slow.
And while we're on the topic, Arming Sword, they need to fix the third swing in the animation. It's way too fucking slow. It's so fucking slow. It makes it bad.
Sour spot on Arming Sword.
That too.
Kills it.
The Arming Sword is so bad, but they need Fighter to go back to being traditional Fighter with fucking shield. Because like this cringe shit, like why the fuck is the best way to play Fighter Demon's Lee Manosphere? Like what the fuck?
Well, same with like cringe. Chris Dagger, Ronald Daggers, stuff like that. Even in general, like the whole like ranged way, like Fighter needs to be crossbow only.
Yeah.
You guys do know when life starts. Rondo Fighter's coming back till Craftables drop, right? Like that's what happens. Rondo Fighter, then Craftables come out, and then then it just gets fucking.
Yeah, they should not be able to use daggers.
Yeah.
Alternatively,
completely changed.
Yeah, I think everyone's like, Weapon Master gotta go.
Why is Weapon Master even here? Because.
Because I'll tell you why it's here. Because technically speaking, in the original Dungeons and Dragons games, fighters have like weapon proficiencies in basically every weapon. The problem is there's like a million weapons in Dungeons and Dragons, and there's like 5 in this game.
Yeah. Just give them the ability to use any weapon. Fuck the perk. Just throw the perk away, and then just like don't let. Obviously, they can't use Crystal Sword. They can't use fucking Manosphere. They can't use Maybe they can use Xerxes because it's a named, but like
they should only be. They should have access to all two-hander weapons, and they should have all access to all sword weapons, and that's it.
And one-handers, they should be able to use maces and shit. But it's just.
I think maces and stuff's fine. I think daggers is like where it's.
Also, second wind needs to be removed from the game too, or changed to be changed to a one-time heal for like. You press it once and you just get a heal, and that's it.
What? Second
wind?
Second wind, yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't scale with buff duration. That's a problem.
Sitting with campfires. I mean, health just in general.
Like, I don't think you should have to set a campfire for a second wind. You should just get second wind. It should be like on a 60-second cooldown. You get one heal, and it's like you get cast like with a holy light on you, and that's it.
You get like 25% of your health, maximum 25% of your health. Because I remember in like actual D&D, second wind didn't heal fucking damn near half your HP bar.
No, it heals nothing. Second wind is like an 8.
Yeah,
it 1 to 8 heal, which is nothing at the end of the game. Second wind is garbage.
I will say, though, Fighter had some good changes this season. Like. Them adding move speeds to some of the other skills that were dog shit was actually a really good idea. Like Breakthrough is insane now. Adrenaline Rush is insane now. Like that, they were on the right path with that.
Yeah, just I think Taunt's still pretty decent now too.
Taunt's really good too because people are running the 75%, 65% MDR taunt builds. Like it's fucking crazy, bro. They did a good job on that, but once again, the major issue is the fucking daggers and the Crystal Sword. I mean, well, Crystal Sword doesn't exist anymore because there's Demon's Gleam, but
I think shields need to get hardcore nerfed too.
Well, they can't because the shields are already dog shit. Like the blocking is already.
It doesn't. I don't care.
People think that, but like I don't know.
You're a barbarian, bro.
No, shields are really good. No, shields just need to not. You shouldn't be able to roll stats on a shield. Period.
Oh no! Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I don't think you should have armor rolls and shields. You get.
I don't even know that like the base armor is okay on shields. I think the base armor needs to be nerfed on shields too.
To be reduced.
40 armor. 40 armor for 10 move speed is or what is it, 12 is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's for a buckler, right?
ratio.
No, that's for like a heater shield. Buckler's like 25 armor, 20 armor for like -7 or something like that. Minus 10.
Heater's only -12. Oh, no, it's 15. Heater's -15.
Sorry, I think round shield. I think round shield is 12. Heater is 15.
Round shield's probably 12. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They
that's
usually
fair
go
enough.
higher, but if you remember, they lowered the penalty of shields for some reason.
And then they could probably. I also think the shield block and counterattack thing needs to be removed, and I think that should just be changed with like a passive perk that just makes your.
Which one?
The one that gives whatever one gives you move speed needs to be removed from the game.
Counterattack.
And they just replace that with like your shield had cost like 5 less move speed or something like that. Flat.
Yeah, because getting 30 MS for somebody hitting your shield and like 10% attack speed's a bit much.
Or alternatively, I don't know if it would be too broken, but you could even go so far as to make the perk, or you could make it a skill that's activatable, but like. Remove that fucking bullshit and then just make it so your shield caught like it could be even like a skill. You press a skill, you get like 5% action speed or something like that, and your shield costs no move speed for 6 seconds.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And then you remove the counterattack thing. Because that's the most annoying thing. Is like the problem is like when you block an attack, the reward for blocking an attack should be you blocked an attack. Not I blocked an attack, I get to do damage and it will run away when I want.
You don't think a shield should be able to, if you successfully block an attack, you should get a free hit in and go for another block? I think that's fighter.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you hit a fighter, and you hit his shield, he has the option to attack, but he also has the option to just straight up run away because he's getting 30% move speed.
Isn't that just a swing slow issue?
No, it's because he gets move speed from the perk. He's getting like
remember
counterattack is 10%. Yeah. I mean, well, everyone knows this. Shield Mastery and Counterattack are not even working the way they're even written. Like the shit's like Shield Mastery just gives you action speed, like, and it's not even on the next swing. I'm pretty sure it's for like a second and a half, so you can actually get a couple hits in.
Yeah,
they're not even working where there's. It's like, those are cooked. They just need to actually make them work the way they're supposed to be working. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Counterattack's working as it is. Shield was a shield mastery is like, oh, on your next block, which that's bullshit because everybody's hitting me at like the speed of light.
It's the same thing. They need to rework how buff duration works too. Like that would also solve a lot of the problems. Like Phantomize wouldn't be that bad if Phantomize wasn't a buff. Why is Phantomize considered a buff?
Buffs?
Don't know.
I'm not sure.
Why are skills buffs? I don't understand
probably the same reason why fucking what's it called debuffs cooldowns or debuffs. Cough, fucking, what's it called? Faithfulness. Why'd we go there? I'm not why they even did that.
Well, faithfulness should just get removed, period. No, it should. Like, there's no reason why your skills that are already doing something should get a slow applied on them. It'd be like having
we should get Locust with slow. Yeah, that's fair. Like, why run Earthquake?
Locust could slow, but it should be a part of the skill. It should not be a thing that works. Like, it should just be you cast Locust and you get a slow. Like, there's no reason why your weapon buff damage should also slow. There's no reason why your Holy Strike, which blinds the fuck out of you, should also slow and make you deaf and like lower your brain cell count. Like,
well, okay, here that's a different thing. I think Holy Strike should be able to slow because that's all they have for range besides Judgment. But the light is bullshit. Like, that is ridiculous. They have to tone that shit down. Maybe instead of blinding you, it deafens you or something. Like, I don't know.
I don't think Holy Strike needs to slow.
I think it does, bro. Because that's all you have to catch somebody. Otherwise, they'll just walk away. As cleric, there's nothing you can do.
You have bind.
No ranged. Or you know, fix the issue. Just give us fucking Holy Blast or whatever it's called. Give us a fucking ranged spell for cleric.
I already have. Doesn't cleric have enough?
I think cleric.
Isn't cleric too good in a lot of ways?
Put your bias aside, bro. I understand.
Dude, let's be real. Like you said before, smite. You can play smite DP and be the best melee, or you can pick and be the best heal bot, or you can be like a pretty decent AOE caster. Like you got a bunch of options. Like I don't know. What more do you need?
Yeah, fair enough. If we
I think the class is pretty good.
Fair enough.
It's got builds that work in solos and duos if you want a frontline or backline in duos. Like I guess solos you can't play spells. I guess. Like fair enough.
Well, you could if you were what's his name? What's his name?
You can play partial spells. You can't play full spells, but that's because there's not enough spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what's it called though? Like cleric just scales too much with too many stats. So at high gear, when enabled, especially by wizard, it is like really disgusting.
Doom says, Urban, scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in them balancing on wipe along with other changes? Or are they going to ignore druid? Like 3 or 4. I think wipe is going to have some really bad balance changes, and then they're going to tone it. I mean, when do they ever like, oh wow, those are good changes off rip? It's always completely terrible, and then they slowly fix it, and then they never fix it. But they make it slightly better.
I don't think I've ever like gone into a wipe and was like, holy shit, things are balanced for once in this wipe, ever.
Yeah.
I wish I could say, dude, there was this one time in this one I physically couldn't think of one.
Yeah, same for
it's gonna be cooked.
Same for Druid.
We'll
like Druid's probably gonna get some stupid buff again. Like
Rat
form needs to go. Permanent needs to go.
Removed.
It needs to go, or like
bear knockback needs to go on regular auto attacks.
On regular auto, yeah. The overhead's fair, but regular auto, that shit's gotta go. The fucking, I don't know, man.
Or at a bare minimum, if you block, it should negate the knockback, so fighters can play the game.
I thought it did.
Can we lower?
Get rid of rat and we can start talking. Like,
that's
I'm fine
fair.
I want to take it slow, but like, rat gotta go. That is such a huge issue. Like, everything else is druid, I think. Take it one by one, but
silence gotta go too. Well, no, hold on. Panther DPS gotta go. That's the fucking issue that I'm biased once again.
I mean, if True's gone. If True's gone, is Panther like that crazy? But again, do we think we're reading that in a patch note? True damage removed? Like, do we think finally they'll do it?
They'll do it for a couple weeks and they'll bring back all stats.
There's no way.
They brought they didn't just bring back all stats. They brought it back multiple times.
I also think they need to. I think they need to nerf verticality.
Completely agree. This is not a vertical game.
Like you should be able to, you should be able to travel far on Druid if you want to run away like across a tile or whatever. Like sure, you want to keep the Panther jump like distance, okay, but you should not be able to get up high on places ever.
Dude, there's just like I've said it myself. Like if like you get up top in like the area that's like, let's be real, you should never get up. There should either be an invisible wall or just a kill barrier. Just like you get up there, you lose your head, you're done. Also, probably might reboot your PC. Either or is fine.
That's a little extreme, but no, I do agree. The fucking, I mean, that's an issue with, well, is an issue with chicken. That's the only reason people use chicken is for the fucking Panther dash, which also chicken needs to be lowered. I don't know why the fuck chicken has like 80% PDR, bro. But when I stabbed a chicken with a legendary longsword with like 25% fizz power bonus with BOC and he eats it,
it's a hitbox issue. It's a hitbox issue. You're getting,
combination
it's counting feet damage.
As like
you're always limbing.
And then
even if it's a limb, BOC with fucking BDC with the fucking fat fizz power, like a full plate locked fizz power kit. Bro,
yeah, chicken also have like
I mean, I believe that should also be looked at, but I don't think that's. I think it's a hitbox issue, but it's also an issue of like flat max health stacking in other forms. Like the other forms that are smaller should have set health. Like you should, your rat, if you're gonna keep rat in the game, which I don't wish they would, but rat should be 5 health.
They will.
That's it.
Keep it.
You get 5 health. That's it.
Was it originally like that week?
Yeah.
Like when they first, and then I don't know what the fuck they did.
It was like 9, and they buffed it to like 30.
Yeah, it's flat health. That's the fucking issue because you can. There's rats running around with like 50 HP. Like what? What are we doing?
I think if I recall, what's it called?
I think they buffed the Panther shit's fine.
I think with rat as well. I think they buffed. What was it called? Survival instinct. You gain like extra health. I can check. I can remember.
Because like how Druid works in the real game is you transform into the thing, and then you get whatever the stats are of the thing, and that's it.
STF maining fighter. If there ever was a time they would remove True, it's now. That's true. They're not gonna. We all know they're not gonna remove True now. They wouldn't do it.
They will.
Bard needs to be completely reworked too.
Bard?
Yeah, it needs to work more like bards in the game, where you do like your songs like summon things and do things, and less about giving stats.
It's so boring, bro. Like, it's so boring.
Agree.
It's literally there's literally one playstyle. And it's so cool. Like, I would totally play Bard as my main class if it wasn't just. Oh, you have lower armor.
Yeah, Bard should be a caster, but you're just using instruments to cast. That's how it should work.
Give it cooldowns, and suddenly all the Rezo Bard gear is actually like useful and usable.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Like you have some cooldown that like utility slots. It like pushes a door or something closed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or pushes shit out of the way. Who knows?
There should be like an instrument utility thing that goes in one of your utility slots, and then like.
And honestly,
you swap through the one utility slot for all your
also
instruments. Kind
of in favor of like not even making bards play the song, like play songs. Like I think playing songs should only be for like the buff portions, but I think you should just have X instrument out, you press your skill that's associated with that instrument, and the skill just happens.
So when you switch your instrument, you get the different skill? Is that what you're saying?
That it can still be it can still be the same like how you're playing it now, but like instead of the spell, all the songs you cast being buffs, like okay, so you have your drum out, you press a button, you get the thing. So whatever it is,
so like, let's say the song, like let's still play the fucking game.
You don't have to play. You don't have to play the game, and it doesn't. It's not even that it necessarily has to play the song. It just has to do an animation. So like, if you watch the show Vox Machina, the guy summons a hand. Okay. Like a hand that does whatever, like lifts you up or something like that. You shouldn't have to play a song to like. You should just have your guitar out. You press the button, a hand appears, and you float up or whatever it is, whatever the skill happens to be. I don't know what skills they should add. I don't know anything about that. I have no idea. They can add whatever skills, but like it shouldn't be you playing a mini game. It should just be like you pull your instrument, you press the button, you get one of the 3 skills that's on the instrument. That's it.
Yeah.
And they should just tone down they should tone down the scaling so Bard isn't like a crazy fucking DPS tank and should be more of a support class that you cast skills with your like spells with your instruments. Make it a caster class.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, I think we talked about every class. Are we missing any? I think that's pretty much it. Ranger, fighter, wizard, warlock, druid.
No, we didn't really talk about we didn't really talk about rogue, and we didn't really talk about bard. We kind of talked about them in a roundabout way. Rogue, I mean, we got some suggestions in there, but like I just think that first of all, I think double jump needs to get reverted too. I don't think double jump should be a thing.
The double jump move speed thing, the no.
Yeah, because the problem is like unless they want to make damage you take in the air apply a slow while you're in the air, then that needs to be reverted immediately.
I think Rogue also very clearly has a problem at top end where it's stacking so many multiplicative damage increases with PDB and armor pen. Like how those interact with how much you can acquire on Rogue is so janky that like even if true damage was gone, I think at top gear, like perfect bis, Rogue probably still 5 taps a 75 PDR fighter like they do right now. Like I don't think the true damage is significantly affecting that interaction.
No, not anymore.
Because how the math works.
Yeah, it's just like dagger % damage versus ambush % damage versus out of invis point % damage. It's all % damage. That's why everyone that suggested that Rogue should be more of a trickster is correct.
Yeah, should be like almost like a duelist. That'd be kind of cool. It should be kind of like what Bard is now.
And it should also be like...
Yeah, kind of.
And it should also be more utility oriented. Like you should have a utility skill, and it lets you use all the utility perks on Rogue. You should have the put out the lights thing. You should have the caltrops. You should have all the other stuff instead of invis.
Yep, I agree. I mean, it blows my mind. True invis, like do you remember it was like what for like a few days or a week? They actually removed true invis and gave it shimmer.
Yeah, they give predator invis. Yeah.
Yeah, and then people fucking cried, and then they just reverted it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Like 2 days straight, and it immediately got reverted because they can't just walk in your face.
It should work like Halo invis.
Which is retarded.
If they're gonna keep
kind of hard to see.
it was still hard to see. Like the only way you see it is if it literally walks into your face in like a bright open sky in the daytime, and you're like, oh, it's right there. Instead
it should
of just
work like Halo. It should just work like Halo. If they're gonna keep it in the game,
exactly.
When you stand still for a second and a half, you go permanent invis. When you moving, you shimmer. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. You should not be able to just walk in front of somebody's face after pressing one button and then also gain like 25% like extra damage.
Plus the audio is all jank too on all the tiles, and all that audio is really jank. So
yeah, Doom was saying that he was talking about running 6 days a week, and I remember he kind of wants it to work the same way that Legacy Steel and Sorcery Rogue works, where it's like Shadow Step type shit. Like you hit them with a dagger, you like almost teleport to them, do some damage, run away type shit, stuff like that. Like. But I don't know. I feel like that would be really fucking abused, bro. Like,
the problem
is to kill any caster.
The problem with this game, well, even aside from that, the problem with that in this game is then the game just goes back to the problem that you're having now, where it's just kite infinitely. It's just kite infinitely. No, it's just kite infinitely. You just shadow step on somebody, you run away. You shadow step on somebody, you run away. You shadow step on somebody, you run away. And because Rogue is another class that kind of has dictating pace, like it's like Druid. Like if the Druid hits you first and you try to heal, you lose.
Yeah,
it's like a similar situation to that. Now you could definitely work around that, but whatever. And then as far as Barb goes, like I don't think Barb's that bad, but like if they want to make Barb feel more normal, you can nerf the damage of all 200 weapons to 100 weapon damage, and then just buff all the 200 attack speeds and reset times and times, so it functions the same as a one-hitter except for it's a two-hitter. That's it. So you make it way faster, so it's way more forgiving.
Expression.
Especially swap speed. That's like the number one
swap speed.
You
swap speed, the action speed for all the combos and all that, and you just
hit slow needs to be increased.
So you'd have to hit people more, but it wouldn't be so fucking slow.
You'd have to hit people more.
Much more reliable.
It'd be much more reliable. It would feel less cheesy to get one hit by something because it wouldn't happen as often, or hardly ever.
And it'd be more fun.
But then but then you get to play the game more as a Barb because you're not clanking on a wall and you're dead, or you're not missing one swing and you're dead, or any of that because your weapon just functions like a one-hitter, but it's just a two-hitter. So you don't have the option to block. And then because you don't have the option to block, the solution to that is increase the damage. Once you nerf the damage, increase the damage on multiplicative combo hits. So like your combo hits do more damage than they do now, but the damage of the weapon is lower. So it's you still have an advantage over someone using a one-handed weapon who has a shield, because you don't have a shield, but the damage flat is the same.
Hear me out. Barbarian should have a skill where you use, and it's indefinitely. When you hit a shield, if somebody blocks it, it disarms them. The shield falls on the ground.
People complain too much about that.
You think so?
Yeah. But I also would be in favor.
Like somebody has like a Dryad's Wrath, and you hit that bitch, and you just like snag that.
I would also be in favor.
You block that hit.
Yeah, I would also be in favor of like making rage like a permanent thing, but like making it way worse.
Permanent thing is in, what do you mean?
Like as in like it's like a active. You're in a stance, like you're in raged stance.
Oh, okay. So you're squishier, but it's permanent, and you can switch back and forth. And then there's a cooldown after you switch it.
Yeah, but then you just nerf kind of like Demon Lock type deal where it's like on you, but you just you just don't give it all the bonuses. Like the bonuses would be way.
You would have to go all the way down.
Yeah, you
give like 5% move speed.
Yeah, you give it like 5% move speed. You give it like 5 strength and 5 vigor, but you can have it on all the time.
That's actually really fucking cool. The different stances on Barbarian would be fucking sick.
That's kind of how it works in the real game, right? Like in the real, or you make it like, or you can make rage even better, but like you make it so rage only continues if you hit somebody, like it does in the real Dungeons and Dragons. So like you rage and you have it for a second, and it's like better, but it's only like 3 seconds instead of 6 seconds, and it doesn't stack with buff duration. But if you hit somebody, you continue the rage. So that way, like if someone breaks the distance of you, then okay, now you've won, or he has to retreat because his rage is over. But when you have rage and you get into melee combat and you hit somebody, then your rage actually feels like it's doing something for you rather than killing you.
Well, there's a problem with that though. One-handers would be diabolical then.
Yeah, but they could just get rid of one-handers on Barb or nerf one-handers. Like there's ways around that.
That's true.
And it would feel diabolical, but like again, it's like a very short window. It's a super short window, right? Like people that don't have access to block would feel a little bit worse. But like if you have a block, you just block it. If you don't have a block, then you just avoid it.
You get your ass beat by a club to death. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah, but I'm also okay with them removing all infinite attack pandas except for the Warmo. I think the Warmo's the only, if they're gonna keep all the stuff the same. Like I think infinite attack pandas need to go except for Warmo.
Yeah, Rondel. What else?
I think the club's so shitty. It's fine.
The club is shitty in its current stance. Yeah, but like Rondel, infinite attack pattern needs to go. Chris is kind of close.
Just get rid of Chris.
Chris is really problematic.
Just get rid of it, bro. If rogues are the only one that could abuse it, just get rid of it.
No, rogues aren't the only one that can abuse it. Fighter can abuse as well.
Or they just make it so it's 3, or you just make it like work like Stiletto, where it's just 3 hits. The last hit is just 1 hit. It's not 2.
What do you mean you don't see fighters?
Literally, just rework the Chris dagger again for the 50th time. Maybe we'll get it this time.
Yeah, it's like you don't see the you don't see the 224 like gray Rondel fighters except for they're in all my games.
I don't play 224s, bro. I'm only in 225s. I don't play them little lobbies, bro.
I know I'm playing anymore, but I was because the class was so cooked that it was like the only time that it was fun.
I play 225s and get fucking 2-tapped by druids and landmined.
Like a man.
Like a man, bro.
Yep.
I don't get to play
Yeah,
the game
I would
like
also
man.
be in favor with Rapier not having the stab the way it works. Like the first
change
stab.
Chris tactic pattern, why not? They already changed it.
Yeah.
They need to change a third one. The twisty. They gotta change the twist. It's too much.
Like I think a way to nerf Rapier without really nerfing it is just to make it do the horizontal slash first and then the poke.
Does this guy work at Iron Mace? No, he probably should. It's kind of based.
If I did, the game would be good.
No, but they don't have anybody that plays outside of Squire on the fucking roster. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. They only play like normals.
A lot of people. SDF plays Arena. I need to see his Arena kit.
I saw
I need to see the build.
He was like rank 1 in Arena the first day, but it was probably like he probably got a head start. I don't know.
Yeah, dude's like, I'm like rank 1 Arena when the only opponents I had was my colleagues that like literally didn't play at all.
Yeah, I think that should be fucked with. And then like the whole Arena issue, like the Arena issue actually gets solved if they make their own Arena maps. Not because the maps are inherently bad, but because all the maps inherently follow a box. But it's because they follow a box schematic. That's the problem. Like when you think about crypts, ruins, ice abyss, and all that, in comparison to Goblin Caves is square, but Goblin Caves as a concept of a map is a giant circle. That's what it is. It's a giant circle. All the other maps are squares. Goblin Caves is a circle. That's why there's a lot more. The third partying feels worse on Goblin Caves, and the running feels worse on Goblin Caves on average. It's because Goblin Caves is a circle, and you can repeatedly run in a circle. That's why like builds like the true Franny build that I did work only on Goblin Caves because it's a circle. You can go back to the area you were just at very easily because it's all circular, and you can pick up Frannies. In Crypts, you can't do that. In Ice Cavern, you can kind of do it, but not really. Ice Abyss is even worse because it's literally just a box. Even though it's kind of circular, it's a box, and you can't traverse on angles because the boss is in the middle. Like honestly, they want to make Ice Abyss feel better. There should be like a whole like tile underneath the boss that's not the boss that you can go to, and you can cross the map easier, so you don't have to like spend 40 hours going on the outside of the boss.
I cannot stand following that pit and then
Ruins is a little bit open, kind of circular, but that's only because half the walls on Ruins are traversable. So if Ruins walls were like way less traversable, it would feel way more like a box. Inferno is a box.
They got rid of it, and they literally, I mean, they fixed it kind of this time around, sort of Ruins, but. When they first dropped Ruins, was it this season or the season before they brought it back? I think it was this season.
The 3x3 Goblin Caves map was the best map in the game. Confirmed. And the updated 3x3 was even better.
I got slammed by Barbarians at the time. That was with Chris Dagger too, I think. I can't even imagine playing Warlock on that map now.
The 3x3 Goblin Caves map was fucking... Yeah, now, only because continuous dungeon, there's too many people. But like when it wasn't too many people, the 3x3 Goblin Caves was the fucking best map in the game.
That was a shit.
It was...
Besides the fact that you can hear the other guy spawn in and open a door. It's literally...
Well, yeah, but that's because because they were increasing they made it like 9 players on the 3x3 or something like that, which is ridiculous because that's like that's basically 1 player per tile.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like you could just spawn read somebody. Like it should be like 5 players or 6 players on the 3x3 module, and that's that. And like, they could work the spawns so that with the verticality of some of the tiles, that's another thing. The Goblin Caves tiles need to have way more tiles with like verticality if they were going to do like a 3x3, because when you don't have verticality, like verticality essentially makes it so there's like extra tiles in the game, really.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of Goblin Caves tiles that are just worthless though. Like that's the problem. Like that one that has three levels, the top level and the bottom level, you can't go out multiple ways, so you can't go in them, otherwise you die. Every spot that has it up or down to another area needs to have multiple ways out, or it's literally no one's gonna go there. So there's no point in even making it.
I think Goblin Caves needs a fucking revamp, bro. I don't know. Some of the modules at least.
Revamp or another floor. Stuff. Another floor is also something that needs to happen, like a long time ago. You need to have Goblin Caves level 2.
This should have been the first one with another floor. I'm surprised it was like the last one.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense that it was Crypts first, because Crypts was like, it was when it was only trios.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
all that, right? But like Ice Map getting one before Goblin Caves is
it's crazy. They wanted Wyvern. That's I guarantee that's the reason why they did it.
And the whole clusterfuck that happened with holy.
The Wyvern wipe was, in my opinion, probably the most fun start of the wipes. It was actually kind of gas. But since then, it's been dog shit every single wipe.
I think you're forgetting on the Wyvern wipe. That was when everyone had Universal Creep.
Was that was halfway through the season though, wasn't it?
No, it was like right off the rip, because I immediately played fighter with Cheeto and we just crept around. Although Creep was so funny, I used to be playing Creep on Goblin Caves and I would see some other guy creeping and I would just vote to him, dude, Creep, what are you doing, bro? Creep. And then the bar would start, another guy would start following me, and then we find another guy, dude, fucking Creep, what are you doing? They're gonna hear you. And we had like a train of like 5 people just creeping around the map. The Creep Bro Creep was so actually bad, Creep Bro Creep was having a good time.
Yeah, Rogue still has it. Like what?
But like the creepy meta was fucked because Creep, me and Cheeto just played fighter and we just both crossbow summon from Creep, and then what do? You're crossbowed. Like it's over. If you get double crossbowed at basically anywhere in your body that isn't an arm hit, like you're never getting away from double fighter sprint. Like it's not happening. You're dead.
Yeah. I got something I want to bring. We haven't talked about. Do we think they need to change the gear score in craftables? Do we think it's like too strong, like Brave Hunters?
I don't think the gear score needs to get changed, but like Brave Hunters need to be legendary pants.
Well, that would change the gear score.
Yeah, but I mean, like some of the other ones don't need to be changed at all. But I think Brave Hunters need to be legendary pants. Period.
You think Brave Hunters and maybe Wolf Hunters maybe?
Wolf Hunters are garbage.
I mean, I guess objectively compared to the other ones, yeah, Demon Claws are pretty good.
Brave Hunters are the one I think that clearly stand out.
Yeah. Agility, Dex.
Tripelt Tunic being legendary would be too good. Anything that's Tripelt being legendary would be too good. The only reason why Brave Hunters are the only gear that can be labeled as legendary is because even if you gave it 2 extra stats, it doesn't matter because it's best in slot no matter what. If you give a regular Northern Full Tunic extra stats, it becomes better than the Tripelt Tunic.
Yeah.
Brave Hunters are the only item in the game where having any other legendary pair of pants is worse. Therefore, it should just give it the extra.
The Tripelt should be worse.
No.
Is kind of based. The Tripelt.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be based, but it'd be too overpowered. It'd be too overpowered.
It probably would, but like, think of the build I could make with that.
Yeah,
probably like on Barb, dude, it could be like 60 PDR at like 315 MS on Barb.
Yeah,
that'd be
it would, but it'd be too overpowered. But Brave Hunters are one of those pants that's always like, it doesn't matter what class it is, they're always good. So like giving it the 2 extra stats that you would get from being at a craftable legendary or whatever, or the 3 extra stats, I guess you could say, because it gets 1 extra from legendary. No, let's be 5.
What if they lowered them? What if they made it 3-3 instead of 4-4?
If they made it green,
I think it's still broken at 3-3, right?
Like, no. Keep it blue and just make it 3-3. Just straight up nerf them, and then keep the gear score.
I think it's still too good, right?
You think it's so good?
Still probably best. Like the only time they would ever probably swap it is if you're really trying to hit like some action speed breakpoint, then it would still be the best.
So maybe 3-3 in purple.
I mean, that makes it better.
Yeah.
Because then you get an extra. Like the problem with Brave Hunters is you want 4 rolls on it for most classes. You want PDR, max health, and then damage and action speed, and you can't get all 4 right now. That's the only reason why Brave Hunters are a little bit shocked, is because you can't get damage bonus and PDR. But like, if you could get it at legendary, okay, who cares? Because it's legendary.
And you pretty much are getting action speed because of the dex. It's not a lot, but it's some. So yeah,
it's a lot.
Like, and the reason why another reason why I also the other reason why I think it should also be legendary is because when it's legendary, it should also cost way more to craft.
Yeah, I think that's what needs to be done. I agree with you on making
I think it should be like you need to make like troll pelt be the craft for it.
Oh boy, guys, we didn't even talk about PvE mode. Being able to just craft everything for free.
Well, we don't know what the PvE was going to be. It could be its own thing. It could be bringing stuff. It could be you can only take out gear, the crafting stuff you can't use.
They already told us. Did you not hear it?
No.
They said they literally said it's going to be a mode you can go in. You can go in with any gear, so you can go with full uniques with full gore in farm PvE mode. Craftables can be traded. I think you can't trade gear. But I think you can still use it in the regular dungeon. I just think you can't put it on the market. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. But I know you can bring the craftables out for sure.
So from what I remember, they haven't decided yet on what level of gear you can bring in to the PvE mode. That was something they still have yet to determine. That's what I remember them saying.
Well, I'm almost positive they said up to epic
full uniques with full gore and stuff like that, and they were like, "Oh, maybe that's cool, like an MMO thing."
Yeah, they kind of said that as like an off comment, like, "Oh, dude, like imagine like a full gore guy like that, like and all that stuff, right?" They said it as like an off comment because how cool it would be. They didn't
specifically they did explicitly say the specific like special boss drop loot was going to be greatly reduced in PvE.
Yeah.
Did they say that? I don't remember.
I'm pretty confident that I remember them like explicitly saying it would be significantly reduced in PvE for like specifically like troll pelts and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a good idea.
They explicitly like named.
I don't know if they explicitly said that, but I hope that's what they would do.
It makes sense, but I honestly don't think that's what they said. But that should be a thing. Like, what are troll pelts right now? Like 10 to 15. PvE should be like 5.
By like 4K.
It should be like, reduced by multiples.
No, I think he's talking about like 10 to 15% drop.
Yeah.
It should be reduced to like 5% or something.
5% is still too much for PvE. Are you kidding me?
I think so. Well,
controversial take. I don't give a fuck. Don't even fucking reduce the loot for PvE.
I don't think it matters either, to be honest, because I don't think there's enough gear in the game as it is.
Exactly. That's my point of view on it.
I guess the only issue I was thinking about is like it kind of fucks with the progression of the game, does it not? Because like,
I mean,
now
maybe,
you can just
but
go to PvE and just farm all your bags in one day for free because there's no risk of other players.
I actually think that's a good idea.
Well, then what's the progression? There's no progression. This game has no progression right now.
Risk of other players.
So, like, there's nothing to do with PvE.
You're not at risk at dying, but you're at risk of getting your boss kill stolen. And then you can't loot it, and then they just take the loot, and you can't kill them. The main thing about the PvE mode is okay. So what happens when I queue with Nickdonalds in the game, and we get in the same lobby, and Urban Jen goes to kill the troll boss, and we both sit on the stone door? How do you get out? What do you do? Okay, you killed the boss?
They're talking about that. They're talking about being able to face through people or something.
They did explicitly say that right there, so that will most likely get there.
So what do you do?
Because they already knew, like, wait, what if somebody just like kind of sits in the door and just kind of fucks you out?
Yeah,
like,
not only that, okay, so now you're fighting the troll boss. Okay, go fight the troll boss. I'm going to stand in the doorway the whole time and it's going to scream at you 50 times. Okay? I mean, it's probably going to be normal, so it's not going to be like high roller, but okay, so now the troll screams at you for 45 minutes. Have fun farming. If I don't get to kill the troll, then I'm just going to sit here like a jackass. Oh, you're in Ghost King? Oh, I'm just going to sit in the room so he teleports 75 times. Good luck. Good luck. I risk nothing, bro. It's PV. I'm risking nothing, bro. I'm in Squire. Good luck. Oh, you're fighting Warlord? I'm just going to sit in the Warlord room and have the mobs teleport on me so his sword becomes 50 feet long. Okay, have fun. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen. Don't tell me that's not going to happen. You're on Wyvern. You're on Wyvern, and someone's killing Wyvern, and you're hiding behind the ice thing, and you think you're not going to get the gear? I'm killing the ice blocks, bro. We're both dying. We're falling off the map. Like, that's the way it is, right? It's like, hey, let me get the wyvern or I'm breaking the ice. You tell me that's not happening? People are breaking the ice off the wall with drums in the normal game. It's gonna be even worse, and then you get into stuff that you can do about it because you can't hit him, you can't stop him. He just walks up and breaks the ice and kills you.
It's like, yo, hit that blue portal, we're both dying, bro.
Literally.
I wonder if they'll limit how many people are in PvE lobby.
The next thing that I don't understand either is like, okay, so I'm gonna play PvE mode, right? I'm gonna play rogue. I'm gonna aggro 50 mobs and walk up to you and go invis.
Based.
Oh, that's gonna be a thing. I don't think they can fix that.
They're not gonna be able to fix that.
Rogues are gonna be tormenting these fucking
druids,
players, bro. Or druids,
jumping over walls, pulling mobs,
going to ice, aggroing the fucking yetis, and just going to fucking players getting them slammed.
Oh god, that's gonna be funny, but unfixable, I think.
Yeah, I don't see how way they fix that.
Unless you make like PvE, like just your party is the only people on the map. Like I don't know how they fix that.
Yeah, so that's also, what I imagine.
PvP servers might just be PvE also,
like even in general, just closing doors on people would be annoying as fuck. Like in PvE mode, like there's no way you can like they just close doors on people repeatedly, and they can't ever kill you for being a dickhead.
Dude, there's definitely gonna be. I'm gonna drop a video of just tormenting. Nah, I can't do that, bro. That's so fucked.
Like imagine if it was like
stuff like explosive bottles. They're gonna forget.
Yeah, well, imagine it's like if there was a high roller PvE version, I'm playing Warlock, bro. I just go aggro the Nightmare Mage and I just Phantomize on top of you, and he's shooting at me in Phantomize, and it just machine guns you to death. Like, okay.
What do you do? What's the play? You just lose for free.
There's so much potential there.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about it. They said there's going to be some fucking griefing. We're going to try and fix that, but there's too much. People are going to get creative, bro. People are going to find a way to grief.
Of course.
I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be in there griefing. Somebody has to do it, bro.
That's usually how it always is, right? Like, there's always going to be some scumbag who's not good enough to play like the real game quite yet, but he's good enough to like be smart enough to like grief the fuck out of you in normals.
Cursed.
Just the lowest of the lowest testosterone dude is just like, you know what? I can't lift, but fuck everybody in here, dude. My parents hate me.
Though I will say, it would be funny if they did make like a PvE high roller mode as like a cheater capture. So like they know you're a cheater, and then they just put you into like PvE. So it's like you're in PvE, you can't do anything but kill PvE, and then when you leave, all your loot gets taken anyway.
Or it's like a custom fucking map, and there's like 10 yetis in there, and you gotta fucking fight your way out. Yeah, worth.
Well, they're cheating, so of course they're gonna get out. But like,
oh well, no, we disable their weapons, so they can't actually.
But I think the best way to combat cheaters isn't actually to ban them. I think it's just to annoy the fuck out of them. Like if you're a cheater, right, and your whole goal, and you're a known cheater, let the cheater play the game. But like in the middle of the fight when he's fighting somebody, like his weapon just unequips.
Should drop a weapon.
His weapon just unequips, or like he goes to loot the unique item on the boss, and it won't go in his inventory. It keeps lagging back into the boss loot, and they can't figure out if their game is bugged. So then they stop playing. They're like, "Fuck, let me verify my files. Okay, let me load back in the game. Nothing's changed. Something else is fucking bugged. Some other bullshit's happening to them." That's what they used to do for like pirating. Like the Spyro pirating thing is the funniest shit of all time. If you want a fun video to watch, go watch the video on the anti-pirating Spyro thing. Like you'd be playing and you go to turning your gems to the fucking Monty guy or whatever, and he just takes your gems and doesn't open the bridge, and you're just like, bruh, what the fuck? And there's no more gems to find, or like stupid shit like that needs to happen to you. So you're still playing, and you're wasting your time playing, but you get nothing out of it because everything is like fucked. That's how they have to combat cheaters, to make it so annoying. Because if you just ban them, they're just gonna buy another account.
I mean, they literally say it's okay. I mean, did you see that? Are we allowed to talk about it? Yeah, fuck it. They even said, they literally told us from Balladeer. They said, yeah, if you get permabanned for cheating, you literally can buy another account, but he won't ban you. And by the way, guys, there's going to be a sale coming up, 30% off. So if Coop, you're in here, bro, get another account, bro.
Well, okay. I don't know what we're allowed to talk about in terms of that, but supposedly Coop was never actually cheating.
Fuck him. He was still, well, did you see the DM anyway? That's bannable.
Yeah,
anyway.
he used to cheat on other games, but supposedly he never actually cheated on Dark and Darker, but he did do a bunch of other scumbag things that are bannable, but supposedly he never cheated. Which does make sense considering he plays on my team in Arena and does 30 damage.
That's what I've always been saying, dude.
Explain. Okay, have you spectated him? Have you seen the way his cursor? It looks like it soft locks. He like runs sideways, looking at the ground, and it automatically locks on the heads.
Yeah,
But not to the point where it's obvious. That's bro. That is not normal.
I mean, maybe, but like, if you watch Soapy play and you didn't know who Soapy was, you would probably think Soapy's a cheater, right?
No, his shit's way more natural. He's just really good at aiming. You can tell. His shit does not lock like the way like Soapy aims at head level and he does everything you're supposed to do.
I mean, like I said, I don't know because I don't remember watching it. I might have, but all I know is I've been told by many people that he wasn't actually banned for cheating and he wasn't a cheater, and they investigated him pretty heavily.
Okay, well,
he was banned for other
if anything,
things.
Yeah, he went crazy. Did you see the DM that he sent to fucking Seb? He said some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's
bannable.
Lots of stuff like that. Plus the VoIPing in the arena and in general that he was doing. I'm pretty sure he was RMTing. He was market manipulating somehow, I believe.
He for sure was RMTing.
And then he also was, I think he was also part of the gambling streams too. Like wasn't 3x Cube the guy who had that Fortnite clip of that kid who he like made some kid like Apple pay him like a bunch of money and then didn't give him stuff or did a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, it was like for some type of something related to gambling, if I recall.
Yeah, the game audio was annoying. I'm sorry about that. I'll mute it for now.
Yeah. So, wow, we pretty much talked about every fucking class. Is there anything else we should talk about besides the fact that Wipe's coming up, and do we think there's going to be they're going to try to do the migration thing and it's going to be another 12-hour delay?
Oh, probably that. The only thing that we haven't really touched on is one, door gameplay and how cringe it is, and two, the whole self-found thing for like a month. I don't know if we really talked about that or however long it's going to be. Water map is going to be dog shit no matter how it functions because it's too vertical. The verticality of it's like you just look at the preview, it's super vertical, and super vertical maps mean it's just going to be ladders, and ladder combat is also ultra cringe, and they ruined ladder combat.
Or gravity lifts, bubble lifts, or whatever. And they said there's going to be a breathing mechanic underwater. Like, I don't know, man.
Wait, they said there was going to be a breathing mechanic?
I'm pretty sure they said something like that.
So swimming, ladders, cringe. It seems like on this map there's probably going to be a lot of abyss type locations where you just fall and die, stuff like that. Like none of that shit is good for the game. It's extremely dark. The colors are all fucked up. None of it seems like it's going to be like a good thing. The bubble mechanic seems silly.
Was real or a meme?
No, they were supposed to come this season, bruh. Like they're fucking. Everyone's going to get arranged. They literally said everybody's going to have access to the...
Like, on the water map, like, the cannons that were on the thing, like, can you just shoot the cannons?
Oh, those? No shot. No
shot. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a thing, but I would hope that it's more of a meme. Honestly, I figured
we talk about the blunderbuss too, though.
I figured the cannon thing was going to be like a Sea of Thieves cannon thing where you jump in the cannon and you can shoot yourself to another spot.
That would be goofy. Okay. In this game, that'd be kind of goofy. I don't know.
It would be goofy, but I mean, like, that's the only thing. Well, it's either you take the goofy if it's in the game, or you get shot with a cannon and you're 75 PDR kid and you get killed by a cannon, like you're fucking Mel Gibson in The Patriot.
Here's the thing, Ray. Goofy can easily turn into cringe, bro. Put a druid in there, fucking with a bear, bro.
I mean, Druid's already doing that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Man, my rogue invises midair, bro. Like, it could get bad. It could get bad.
Jesus.
But yeah, I think we did talk about the 2 to 4 weeks SSF. That's just going to be a W. I think most people would agree with that. I think a lot of people actually want SSF.
I think SSF is going to do two things that are kind of cringe. I think one, it'll be fun for me because like my class doesn't need magic heal, so like whatever. I think that's a big problem.
I'm cooked.
I think the SSF thing is going to be bad for barbs and rogues, because you can't buy utility items. So like, where do you buy Frannies from? You don't. You have to manually swap 8 characters every time you want friends.
Stock up, bro. Skill issue.
As it should be.
Well, you stock up, but you got to use them.
Well, and it's going to cost you a lot early game because gold's going to be.
And then I think when market comes out, all the prices are fucked for like in a really egregious extended period of time.
It's going to be like a month.
The price is going to be fucked up, and then like on top of the prices being fucked up, I think like it vastly hurts new players in terms of like gear that you can get, because now you don't know what to hoard. I've hoarded all the good stuff. Now I don't sell it right away. I hoard it even longer, and then all of a sudden I'm a bajillionaire, and you didn't do it, so you get cucked, and all the prices are fucked for you.
I mean, like it's gonna be bad, bro, because like, oh man, like you already know what you can hold on to that's gonna sell for a lot.
Like I said before, if they want to do Soul Self-Found, make it like an Iron Man. You make your Iron Man character, and that's it. You can play your Iron Man character in your Iron Man mode. Is it gonna make more servers? Sure. It's gonna cost more money. Sure. It's called you test it for a season, and then if nobody's playing the regular game, maybe Soul Self-Found is the only way the game is played. If nobody plays Soul Self-Found because they don't want to play, then get rid of it. A/B testing. Hello, you're a business.
I think they should definitely test like the option, but I think like a way of implementing it.
They could make up the ranked mode. They could literally just take out fucking HR and make HR SSF.
Well, I think HR needs to be vastly changed in general. Like there should be like so all the rewards for HR need to be a battle pass that's free. You just get them. You just get them. And then HR needs to be different leaderboards, and HR needs to be the old leaderboards that were really based. And then you need to have one exclusive reward.
They confirmed that. They confirmed that it's back.
Yeah, but it's not. But that's not going to be the
kinda.
It's back, but it doesn't like. You need something more than bragging rights to be the top. So they need to have one exclusive reward that can never be got ever again and never goes in the shop for each one of the categories, and you need to be in the top 5% of the category for you to get the reward. That's it.
Top 5%. So like what? Top 500.
Whoever's in the it's not 500. So however many players in the game, top 5% of the category. Once you're at like a certain threshold for the category, you get to be top. You get to be the top like whatever 5%. So like if you're the top 5% of people that have the most kills in the game, you get the killer item. And none of them should be skins that are like player skins that give you stats unless they do what I said, which is they should unlink the fucking stats from the skins so you can wear whatever fucking skin you want and whatever fucking stats you want, except for the classes that have like no helmet or whatever. Those can stay the way they are, and that can be their stat, and you can leave it like that. The only reason why they're not removing it is because. One, the hitboxes are different for certain classes that have those skins, the heads being tilted and all that. So if they want to do that, then they have to rework the models a little bit. Okay. But two, the reason why they didn't want to do that is because they do want eventually a dwarf to be in the game, and it would be impossible to balance that if they did that with a dwarf.
Yeah, just imagine like a dwarf like still having the same what's it called
hitbox and
stats to everybody and.
Well, you say that, but the Skelly Champ hitbox, the Skelly Champ has a huge head, but like.
Yeah, but those horns aren't hittable.
They're not hittable. Okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The main one is the panther, the black. The jaguar has like a really forward head, so like it's way better to avoid when you have a shield overhead attacks, but like poking attacks hit it better.
What about the lizardman head? Is not that crazy of a hitbox compared to the others. It's like slightly smaller, but like.
It's pretty normal, but like it's not that it's gonna do anything. It's like. People don't want to let you change the skins and the stats because they're worried about min-maxing. And it's like, well, if you can take the best skin hitbox and then take the best theoretical stats for a class, that's when people are mad.
That's going to mean nothing.
How do you fix the Bardatian Wormhole hitting behind you? You never fix that. That's just the way it goes.
Two-hander moment.
You just have to rework the weapons.
If it's not hitting behind you, then technically the rate, like for the Bardiche it's fixable because like the Bardiche you can just make it so like the hit active frames are later, but for the Wormhole you can't really fix it because you want to be able to sweep, and then if you did that then you would have like a lower radius for sweeping, and then it would probably feel worse in general to play when you're playing it normally when you're not hitting things behind you.
It would fuck excels too on the
yeah, but like that stuff is like kind of whatever, but I do think they need to change the skin thing because I want to be able to wear whatever skin I want that looks cool, and I want to be able to have the little stat bonus boost, or just make all skins blank and then just make a new set of stuff that you can equip that's a new thing that's just like a power, and you just pick one of the powers.
You just make it like a what's it called, a bracelet, and it just gives you like 2 decks.
A permanent, or we
make
already
religion give you those stats.
But then they'd have to add more religions. I don't think that we already have the solution. The solution is.
I guess you have to swap them.
The solution is the stash. The stash is already in the game. Does nothing.
Ooh, yeah.
Add it to the stash. Whatever stash you put on gives you whatever fucking bonus you want, and then you can wear whatever skin you want.
A default item.
Yeah, and then you just get whatever skin you want, because then you can actually like have fun. You could like change your skin whenever you want. You could put it on random. You could be whatever you wanted at any time, and you wouldn't have to worry about, oh fuck, I put on my minus fucking 10 armor fucking skin. Now I'm not at 50% PDR. GG.
Yeah, it would just be a nice way to see like more.
Yeah, instead of everyone playing cat or skeleton.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that's what everyone plays, because you can't play the Dark Elf because it's garbage.
I run Nightmare Frostwalker because I got bread, but that's just me.
That's good too, right? Like there's like the zombie skin because the buff. The people will run into the archer skeleton because of the damage, but I don't think it's that good.
It's like situational.
Yeah, and like cat. That's basically it.
Well, people are crying about zombie being a double plus.
Emma Frost and Marvel Rivals is hella thick.
It's good.
And there's a twerk for Emma Frost too. There's a twerk tech you could do.
I'm Emma Frost maining.
Emma Frost is kind of best, bro. All the new stuff from Marvel Rivals looks based. Like those people actually care about their game, so.
Putting out some good looking shit.
Dude, all the new power ups and team ups are fucking crazy.
Ultron.
Dude, the team ups alone. Scarlet Witch has like a long range hit scan skill now. She's actually a playable character. Crazy. Neymar's got like a fish with a beam. Crazy. Like Marvel Rivals, those guys know how to make a game. And they actually like know what people want. It's kind of crazy. I wish I played that game more than this game. But I just like this game too much.
It's too good, but too bad at the same time. But hopefully, let's end this on a positive note. Hopefully, Wipe is good, boys. It's in, what, 5 days? And we're all scumbags and we're degenerates and probably taking days off?
It shouldn't even be 5 days. I'm not, but I'm going to have that first day off.
Is it really?
I think it's in 5
days,
next
next Thursday.
Right? Yeah.
They should have wiped a month ago, bro. This has been the worst ending of a wipe ever.
Even if they should, even if you let it go on too long, it should just be like literally on Sunday or something. That they should like tomorrow, the raid is over.
They should wipe early.
Game's done.
Yeah, they really should have.
Yeah, like was it like similar to like was it Destiny? Was it when they release new raids? They always do that shit on a fucking Friday because they're human, they're smart. They're like, okay, well, semi-smart, not too much now, but they would whenever they release a new raid because they have like contest mode and all that shit. So like was it records being set? So they always do it on a Friday, so everybody has ample time to do it. I'm not sure why they don't do that with wipes because
Well, they do, but remember it's Korean time their time, so I think it's Friday their time, late Thursday our time, probably. I think so, but they're just it's in Korea. So
does this include the delays or not?
No, I also think they need to stop doing things in Korean time as well. I think they need to.
It's not their main player base.
I think they need to pick whatever the main player base is and do it off that. Yeah, 100%.
Just do it off East, bro. Everybody plays East. Like West is my main server, but it's dead and everyone's dog shit. So I have to go to East to clap everybody. So,
online. Best class to make money. Depends what you're doing to make money.
Rogue.
Well, it depends.
Druid for sure.
It depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you're doing to make money. If you're like making money by farming, then you need to pick like Rogue, Bard, Druid, Warlock to an extent. If you're trying to just boss, you pick Bard or some other DPS class.
Druid. If you're trying to Warlock anymore.
If you're trying to kill people, then you just pick like a fighting class that can move around fast like Bard because you can break stuff.
I think Druid is the best at all of them.
Yeah, because you're super mobile. You can jump through all the modules. You can do all the resourceful stuff.
You boss fast.
Yeah, you can do fucking Wyvern fast. That shit's ridiculous.
Options.
Or Warlord. Holy shit. I'm going to be spamming Warlord like crazy first week because I think the drop rates are going to be insane. So I'm going to be going absolutely. Oh, by the way, we didn't even talk about 0 to 225 or 0 to 224 at High Roller now. You can go in and Squire. That's kind of
I wonder if no the level though. Are you still gonna have to
dropped or no name?
I'm not sure. To see. They might bring it back to entry fee like they did before. What was it, 100 gold?
Yeah. I don't think it'll be entry fee. I'm just curious. I just want to play level 0 HR.
Yeah, same here. Because the last thing I want to do is play fucking normals.
I mean, it's faster to level up in normals, but like. I don't know.
I also want
Just
loot.
let me start working on like arena mint.
Yeah, I also feel like I wonder how big of an increase the loot is on the 225 plus.
Yeah, it's got to be exponential, bro. They didn't even incorporate the loot this time. The fact that they reintroduced Storm or not Storm Circle, so like it has to be multiple. So and it's gonna be the first week away. Like it's got to be fucking crazy. Like I bet, like I'm saying, I bet the mobs or the bosses are gonna be all uniques.
Yeah.
I hope I never see 30 gold coins in my boss loot ever again.
I don't know.
Or bare minimum, all legendaries, one unique or something. Like it's gonna be crazy because that's what it was before last season, bro. It was like almost every piece was legendary, and then towards the end of the season, bro, it was all epics. It was dog shit.
I do expect like just the average, like mob, chest, that type of loot, like legendaries, constantly.
Barrels are gonna be crazy.
Barrels are gonna be very good
because they already were really good.
Or they'll forget about them, or they forget to update them. They do constantly forget to update barrels and boxes.
True. Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, they never fixed like a lot of the boxes and crypts. Like some of them are still dropping whites and shit, like in Chapel in the bridge room.
Foursquare
too.
How are you gonna spell my name wrong, Ray?
Just always
256.
Well, what is it?
It says Urban Gent 256. Ain't no shot, bro.
What is it supposed to be?
253.
Oh. Well,
no.
Oh well.
That's crazy, bro.
Come on, Ray. You know 253 is the highest it can count up to. The fuck's wrong with you?
Okay, you're banned.
That's reported. I mean, I'm hopeful, but like I don't know. It's one of those things where
the game needs too many like system changes that.
Yeah, it can never be fixed in one wipe.
Any of them.
It can never be fixed in one wipe, and I think they're too afraid to. They're so far. The problem is that the game is so old now that they're too afraid to take big changes. I think. That's my main fear. The main fear is the game is so far in. We're like 2 years in almost. If you count like from the first one, really we're like you could say we're like 1.5 like main game. They
fucked up too much too.
And like it's just like
yes.
If they change fundamental things now, people are gonna be like. Yeah, I don't know, but they need to. That's the problem. So
just look at all the fucking big changes that make people crash now.
Yeah, games have done it before and survived, but still like one of those. Fuck, we can't. You're gonna have to rock the boat at some point.
Yeah,
I always say it. They really got to think about like the quit.
What'd you say? You cut out.
Oh, like the 50K people who stopped playing, like
yeah,
that's who they need to get back.
True.
Like those are people who already like liked the game at some point, so you just gotta identify like what they didn't like. And I feel like everyone always mentions it. It's like obviously like range damage, buff stacking, heal batterying, true damage. Like everyone identifies like the laundry list. But like you said, it doesn't seem like they want to rock the boat and tackle any of those laundry list items. But at some point they gotta, right?
Launch the damn game, you bots. I'm unfortunately part of the 50K players.
It's so frustrating because they know everyone hates the way the range damage is. Even the rangers say it's just fucking busted, but they're not even acknowledging it. Have they even said anything about it, bro?
No, not really, not directly.
It's fucking crazy.
They want to like. They said they want to like. They said they want to nerf like a little bit of bow damage, but like doesn't do anything.
-1 weapon damage for the 50th time. I'm sure this one will fix the problem.
How many times have we?
Well, that's another thing we didn't talk. That's another thing we didn't talk about. Like, it's a good point, Eric. Did you watch the UFC? No, I haven't. Why is SDF worrying and thinking about things like card game and fishing when the game isn't working?
Good point. Well, they kind of talked about that's why they pushed back water map and some stuff because they were like the game's fucking. We got to get back to the fundamentals because the game isn't working. So I think that's
like even.
I don't think they know what the fundamentals are though.
Yeah, like even Gathering Hall, which is cool. Like Gathering Hall is cool and all that. Even that shit is like, why are we working on Gathering Hall if the game's not working? So the two guys that are left in the game can make a table together.
Nah, bro. If they made guilds, this game would blow the fuck up. Like crazy. If guilds were a fucking thing, bro, and there was like raids, they could go to the PvE route and do like raid bosses and shit like that, like every weekend. This game would blow the fuck up. Even if the game was in a dog shit state.
You see, the problem with that is the people that are playing that mode are never playing the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Ray, are you meaning to tell me the actual game is a PvP sweatfest?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Like, I think like if,
no way.
The people that want to play the game, why aren't you playing Borderlands or Destiny? That's all that is.
But Ray, they said the PvE it's a part of the dungeon crawling experience. How are they gonna do that if they're just getting slammed by people with way more knowledge and skill than them? It's not a PvP game. It's a make your friends along the way.
I mean, I think that's like make a tutorial. Like, I don't understand how I can play a 10-year-old game like Dark Souls, and and within like 3 seconds, I know what I'm doing in the game for the most part. And I play this game, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, I think that's also why they're creating the thing that we talked about before that we're probably not even allowed to talk about. I don't know. But
I already said it. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, that's probably why they're creating the
there's just another yeah, kind of, but harder. like I don't think that solves the issue.
You think? Yeah, it should be in game. That's the fucking problem. It should be a video you click on, you have to sit here and watch. It should be in the game. A prompt pops up. Fucking push W to fucking walk straight. You know, when you're running straight, you're 100% move speed. But if you push S and go backwards, you're only 60% move speed. So when you run sideways,
it's the same thing as like why when I log into Marvel Rivals and I press my hero, it goes, "Hey, here's how to play your hero, and here's exactly the combo you should do to make your hero really good."
Wait, you don't even know how to play the heroes. That's the thing. They don't even know like what would they put for Warlock.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like your best option is the fucking Knight button that no one fucking uses. Like, all right, like I need you to do a poll. Who the hell used the Knight feature?
I forgot it was even a thing, bro.
Not what they're creating, Lirim, is they're creating another tier of streamer bracket in the official Discord. The official Discord has 2 tiers currently, Troubadour and Balladeer, and they're creating a 3rd tier for people that have like 50 CCs, concurrent viewers, or like 10,000 subs on YouTube. You can apply for it, and they're going to just give more exclusive things. So you'll be granted like, what did they say? I'll tell you in a second. I'll be transparent. I don't think I'll get in trouble for it. And if I do, you know, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I don't think you should lie about any of this stuff. That's already announced on the Discord. Yeah, but like not everyone can see that though. Like most people don't know that this exists, but they're making another role where basically you have more requirements and you'll get rewards, roles in the Discord, potentially exclusive in-game rewards, the opportunity for future marketing campaigns and stuff like that, being officially shared on the Dark and Darker socials and stuff like that. Lurk It might team up with them, which means you'll get like stuff for Lurk It. I don't know if that results in actual money. Some people say that it could be. There's no direct monetary compensation at this time, but they're potentially looking at that and stuff like that. So that's what they're referring to.
Casual. These guys are like taking 4 minutes. They don't play with headsets. They think sound is optional. They don't. They're just sitting there like taking 4 minutes to loot like 3 items in a chest, and you're like, oh no, that's casual. That's the norm.
They're sitting in the living room. Their girlfriend's telling them to make them food, and they're listening on the speakers while they're fucking getting slammed by a normal goblin. Literally. Yeah, that's most people. I would probably say there's maybe 300 to 400 actually decent players. If maybe that's even a stretch, actually.
Well, it depends on how you define decent.
Like, can do HR with relative ease and PvPs and, you know.
No, there's way more than that. It depends on what you're comparing it to. Like, there's way more than that, but if you're comparing it to, like, people that are better than the average player, there's way more than that. If you're comparing people that are better than, like, the actual good players of the game, there's less.
There's no average players though, is there? There's new players, and then there's people that
50%.
Probably over 1,000.
There's probably like 30% of the player base that I would consider average or more. Maybe even 40, and there's 50% that are like super mega casual, and there's probably 10% that are like really good.
What percentage do you think actually like is doing high roller PvP? Act like searching for it.
Gotta be at least like 30-40%.
10%?
No.
30-40%?
Gotta be more. Playing on high rollers?
Wait, are we talking about 224 or 225? I get that's a big distinction. Yeah, probably 224, 30%. Yeah. 225 is probably.
Yeah, well, you said high roller. Any high roller is probably 30 to 40%. Yeah.
Combined, okay. So probably 5 to 10% 225, probably 20 224. There
might even be more than 5% in 225. I just think it's like very time dependent that you would notice who it is.
And then you also got to take into consideration all the people that don't go all the way down too, because like some people will just stay on ruins.
Yeah.
To farm AP because the AP.
Well, it also depends. I would agree with you, Liram. It depends on what you mean. Like playing high roller and specifically playing high roller to PvP are like vastly different things. Like there's a lot of people that play high roller just so they can fight better mobs and like get better loot. They're not like actively looking for people to murder.
Yeah. How many times have you like saw like a guy that's like killing PvE and he like crouches at you while he's like killing it? And then, like, when you start fighting, he's like, dude, why are you fighting me? I'm friendly, I'm friendly.
I did that the other day and he backstabbed me. I was fucking pissed. I'm like, never again, bro.
Yeah, and then, like, a lot of the reason, like, yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, a lot of the high roller players, you would probably wager, at least on average, are people that are trying to get the reward. So, right?
Which make it a battle pass based off playtime, and boom, people are not going to play high roller anymore.
Well, then you'll figure out why they're not playing high roller way sooner, and then you just give exclusive rewards to, like I said, the old leaderboard ranks, and then you just add more. So on average, like maybe 2,000 people total are getting this exclusive reward for that.
Well, do you think? Well, here's the thing. Then all the sweats will each be top rank and get each exclusive reward, and then nobody else would get any.
No, you just get one per account. That's it.
No, I'm saying if there's like 5 different leaderboards, right? One's like a wyvern killer, one's like a fucking
get killer. It on each of their different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what you do is you just, when the game is over, you get to select from one, and then you just remove that person from the pool. They can be on the leaderboard visually, but you just remove them from the pool, so the percentage is still the same.
But they only get one reward.
Yeah, they only get one reward. And the reward should just be the same across the board, unless they want to do it individual. But I think if you do it individually, like, and you make more than one reward, it gets a little too complicated and hard for them to, like, do that.
Oh, that's what I thought you were doing. Okay, so just one reward.
No, I think it should just be one reward for getting, like, top, because then it lets everyone in their own respective, like, field of play, like PvPers or treasure farmers or whatever, get, like, one exclusive reward that's exclusive from the free stuff that everyone could get. You want to have one exclusive thing that you can't get anywhere, ever. Drives people to play the game more. But then they don't have to be shoehorned into playing PvP if they want the PvP reward. It's just like, you're on it's just the leaderboard reward. You can play Treasure Farmer if you want to play Treasure Farmer. You can play Escaper if you want to play Escaper. Because that's also like a thing, like PvP and Treasure are more time dependent. But like if you're just escaping and you're just running it down on ruins trying to escape, like, anyone can do that on their spare time. Like, you can get a couple escapes in every day. It used to be much harder when there wasn't statics, but, I mean, like I said, I don't know that there should be... Like, I don't even know there should be any statics. Like, the reason why Goblin Caves 3x3 was Abyss was because there was one static.
I mean, people are already complaining about fucking circle returning, bruh. There has to be statics now. People aren't fucking used to that hardcore experience where there's just portals.
I mean, yeah, but...
It would kill the new player base too.
Get them used to it. Well, maybe not, because like if your only experience is the portals, then okay. Like my only experience is the portals. I didn't quit.
Well, the thing is, back then everybody was bad. So like,
there's no statics in high roller though. Isn't there statics in high roller? I just thought there was less.
Statics in high roller? It depends on the map. I think.
Goblin Caves.
Yeah. It depends on the map because I think Ice Cave still has them.
Yeah, they're not done with that. Doesn't Goblin Cave still have ropes, though? Rope extracts?
Yes. Goblin Cave still have ropes. I don't think they have actual statics anymore. They have, like, the, what's it called? The elevator and the ropes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I would consider rope a static, even though it takes time.
Yeah,
I consider it a static. Like I don't think you should be able to ever leave. Like I think 99% of the time you leave, you should have to leave when you're in the zone or like something that spawned in the zone, like a portal. I don't know how to get veteran adventurer. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that means
veteran adventurer. It was like an old. It was an old. I think that was the leaderboard role in the Discord.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. But we didn't even talk about Fog of War, bro. How do you guys feel about Fog of War? I fucking absolutely hate it, bro. It coming back to HR is going to be so bad.
I don't like it because I don't know why you'd ever want to give people less information. There should be more information on every part of the game. Like,
should be rewarded for it, for knowing something.
Why the Darkest Hour podcast have like 2 people that play the game once in Blue Moon? Because the Darkest Hour was a official Discord thing. I mean, official game thing. From somebody who never once got to talk to the lead developer of the game. So that's why you're here, because listening to people that play the game. Yeah, so the whole Fog of War thing, this goes into something else I talked about. There just needs to be more information, period. Armors need to be colored different based on the rarity. Like, so you can see at a glance what if someone's got like 1 million stats on. There needs to be like a number on your fucking health bar to see how much health you have, so I'm not guessing how much health I have. Never, ever in games like this is more information ever bad. You need to have more information at all times. There needs to be a sound cue when you fucking hit someone in the head. All that shit needs to be in the game.
So you're not like going in the fucking replay like, how the fuck is he not dead? And you're slowing this shit down and like by 80%.
Fog of War is awesome. We just need new shrines that show the adjacent 4 tiles fully, and party members should also reveal each other's map.
No, because it doesn't help with solos.
I'm gonna need backup. I dislike Fog of War.
It slows everything down, bro. How are you supposed to boss with Ring and Fog of War? How the fuck are you supposed to...
And randomized maps and continuous, like all of these things just like tank points of interest. Like
I didn't even realize.
It's so boring to load into a game now. Like I don't know if you guys feel the same way. You load into a map, you spawn in bumfuck wherever. You can't see fuck all. You walk around until you find a down portal. You go down. You wander around aimlessly looking for the boss room. Like, it's fucking stupid.
And that's if you find it with
yeah, but it's dungeon delving, so it's fun. Like,
yeah, some people like that. But like the thing that bothers me about it the most is like, you spawn in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Okay, that's a bit annoying, but whatever. But like the zone kind of makes it harder now. But also some classes just take longer to clear mobs. All I hear is I can't farm bosses on CD anymore. Yeah, that's partially true, but you can't farm them on CD in the next map anyway because they might not even spawn.
Yeah.
I can't farm bosses on CD. I can't farm
players on CD. I can't
find players. Yeah, I can't take fights.
I mean, the thing that bothers me the most is just like some tiles are just so egregious and annoying, and it's like if I would have known it was there, I would have just avoided it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a time sink is what it is, which sucks ass because it's a waste of fucking time.
Yep. RNG for the sake of RNG.
It's like you'll go down there, like when they first introduced it, I went in there, spent like fucking 30 minutes, and I came out with no loot because there's nothing. I couldn't find the fucking boss. There's no players. Literally come out with nothing. Like I'm not gonna sit here and open chest for an hour when the chest loot at the time is dog shit. It's just literally
Tarkov has static maps. Tarkov has always had static maps. It's not a fucking problem. There's no issue with static maps. Randomize where mobs spawn or something. Make patrolling mobs.
Yeah, I would have preferred that they randomized the mob. I would have preferred they randomized the mobs over the tiles, but the random tiles don't make me that mad if I can see them.
It's much better if you could still see the full map, I think.
Kathar's right. He's like, they're literally just making things harder and more frustrating and time-consuming just to cover the lack of content, because there's no fucking content. They're just making time sinks, bro. I swear, I promise you, that's all they're fucking doing.
That is kind of like a Blizzard.
That's a Blizzard
what fucking content have they actually dropped? Like, no perks, no skills, no spells. They dropped what? One good perk? Where are the weapons at, bro?
Well, I think random maps with there's no fog being no point. I think the whole point of random maps when there's whatever is just to give certain players a chance to do things before other players. That's all, not freshness. Because if you know where everything is, it's not really necessarily fresh. I just think the reason why there would be like random tiles and no fog would just be so like maybe this time you happen to spawn closer to the boss room, so you have a chance to do the boss without getting third partied. Or maybe you spawned on the ruby silver tile, so you don't have to go look for ruby silver. You can just get it. That's the only reason why I think random tiles is fun with no fog. I would prefer there be no fog and no random tiles. I liked playing Goblin Cave 3x3, where the play was run to jail, break all the boxes, get all the fucking loot, kill 2 guys, go to the room right next to it, and get it on the fucking only static of the map. And rinse and repeat over and over.
It's free. But that's min-maxing gear in fucking early white, bruh. Nobody's doing that.
I mean, the only difference between Fog of War and random tiles and no Fog of War and set tiles, in terms of it being the same shit every game, is now every game is the same shit where I'm spawning in bumfuck nowhere and I got nothing to fucking do but look around and finding cringe mobs, or like going through a tile that I didn't want. Like, imagine it's like there's that stupid cringe tile with the champ and the heal shrine and Inferno that's got like that extra side of that. It's really hard to get around. It's like, thank God I ran into this for the 40th time in Fog of War that I wouldn't have went into. I wouldn't have went into it ever if I knew it was there. Thank God.
I'm dungeon delving, bros.
They need to remove that shit. Oh my God, bro, it's so fucking bad, bro.
Yeah, I personally strongly believe random maps was like huge waste of time. Like,
yeah,
unbelievable.
I mean, this whole season was a waste, bro.
You can
backtracked on everything they fucking did.
You can go around shit tiles with Fog of War. The problem is it takes 3 times longer to identify that it's a shit tile, and then even longer to decide where you're gonna go to get around it, because some tiles like you're going around, but like you just end up going to another shit tile, or you're going around and it takes you away from the spot that you were trying to go. Like, it just makes it infinitely harder. For like,
it's shocked.
For like the sake of like the dungeon delvers, but like, I'll give you guys a secret. There's a game, it came out in like 1994. It's called Diablo. If you want to play like loot farming sim, where you're basically not finding PvE and you want it to be random, go play like Diablo. Or Path of Exile. Or something like that. Or like Destiny.
Or Fate.
Yeah, whatever. Good suggestion. All good suggestions.
It's random.
I've never understood the whole dungeon delving thing. Like obviously after like fucking 500 hours, you're gonna know what the fuck everything is, and just gonna be like.
Well, I understand it, because what people want is they want Skyrim on repeat, but with like new stuff.
Except with way smaller of a map. Just play Skyrim.
But the problem is the Skyrim is the same every time.
Stealth Archer.
Yeah, but there's still more.
The problem with Skyrim is it doesn't matter what class you start at, no matter what you do, somehow you end up on the Thieves Guild Stealth Archer. That's the fucking problem with fucking Skyrim. It doesn't matter whatever you say your intentions are, somewhere along the line, you're killing fucking the guys in High Hrothgar with a dagger in the back to get backstab. You're getting your speech up, and then somehow you just end up on Stealth Archer. I don't know how it happens. Every single time it's the same. Well, actually, I do know how it happens. I watched a thing on the science of it. It's because no one wants to do cringe.
Fucking science of it?
Yeah, there's like a whole video. The reason why it happens every time is because the stuff in the game is so bad to engage with that, like, the best course of action every single time is to one-shot somebody outside of the range of playing the game. Kind of like how Dark and Darker works. The best way to play the game in Skyrim is to, instead of playing against the janky mobs and the janky, like, I could just randomly die to some like one-shot mechanic, is to just one-shot everything outside of like actual combat range.
Interact with the game as little as possible.
Yeah, but I don't think you'll ever feel like you felt like when you first played the game, because you still have all the knowledge. Now you're just adding time. You're replacing your mystery of like how does the game work with like mystery of where the fuck I am in the game. I don't think that's like, I mean, maybe for you it's the same, but for me it just feels like it's not the same.
Artificial.
The thing is, like,
you guys ever feel too powerful? Like you have too much knowledge and you're just like, damn, this is crazy, bro. You're doing like the fucking Matrix and shit.
All the time, bro. That's why. How do you think I kill people in the game, bro? How do you think I predict people in the game? It's the same thing. I'm like, oh, I read that guy like a table, bro. And exactly what he's gonna do 5 minutes before he's gonna do it. But I will say, like, why do people play League of Legends every day for like infinite hours? It's the same. Technically, it's the same game every game. But like, the random stuff that you experience in the dungeon can literally just be summed up by mobs being randomized and different classes you interact with in the game. Tiles would feel way different if on the tile where there's supposed to be a skeleton champ, all of a sudden there's 4 dogs. Random mobs would have been way better than random tiles, 100%.
Yeah, until you spawn in and there's a fucking double nightmare wraith with 2 nightmare crossbowmen, and then you just die.
Yeah, but you could just make it so like you could have like hard limits on like certain things.
How much
like, you could do that.
Spawn.
Yeah.
How much cringe the
meter. That's like way cool. Like, because like the thing is, a tile spawning in a different location in Fog of War doesn't fundamentally change what happens on the tile.
Yes.
Spawning on the wolf tile, and there's no wolves in there. Instead, it's like a bunch of zombies. Changes how you play on the wolf tile.
There's some modules that connect slightly differently and change, but it's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing too crazy that really.
No, but it's the mobs that dictate how the tile is played. Kind of like, at least in terms of like your initial sequence into the tile. Right, like if you spawn on the infernal room where there's normally like that catwalk with the zombies and the dogs, and there's that mage there, that tile is wildly different. If instead of the mage and the death skulls, it's like a champ in that room, and you don't have to like worry about getting fireballed. You clear that tile like 4 times faster. Well, if there's no zombies on that tile, instead it's like mummies. It's like, oh, you don't even have to worry about getting gas clouded on a bridge. You can just walk through it. Changes the way the whole thing is played.
Be much better.
What's the thoughts on the Goblin Caves Layer 2 boss? I think it's got to be the Goblin King, and he's got to play like the Dark Souls rat boss, where he summons a bunch of goblins.
Goblin King and Spider King. I was literally talking about, or Spider Boss. I was talking about this with Sapor. Those would be the 2. Everyone knows Goblin King has to be it, but this big spider boss would be it, and it summons a bunch of nightmare spider mummies, and it's literally the absolute fucking worst.
Oh my god, why? Why are you even suggesting that?
Straight nightmare,
nightmare spiders? God, what are you suggesting?
I don't want to hear spiders venture to my presence ever.
And they still stun you on a hit, so like you get stunned, you're fucking. If you get caught and you just keep getting hit, you're GG's.
You're fucking. Why stop it there? Just if you get hit, it crashes your game. If you get hit, it also reboots your PC.
And the big spider does the same thing. The purple spin at you, so you're fucking silenced, and you can't. Or sorry, not silenced. You can't attack.
You can't attack, and he puts webs down so you're slowed. Good lord, giant webs and you're slowed. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, on the bright side, he does little damage, though. He does slow poison damage, so you're just suffering.
Yeah. Oh no. Make the poison stack. You know, we gotta make sure we add that one in, because every mob has to have a poison stacking ability, right?
They have to have a spider boss. They got to.
Yeah, I personally think they should remove like all the unique like anything that's not a sub boss should not have poison or slows or anything on it for mobs. Honestly, outside of like the initial like hitting, because I think the punishment for you getting hit by a mob is you got hit by the mob.
Yeah, not getting hit by a mob now. You can't heal for 10 seconds and you're dead.
Well, like I said, yeah. For that, like. For that, it's a sub boss, so like I give it a little bit, but I don't think it should be doing both things. Like anti-heal, okay,
Nightmare Mage is not. That's not a sub boss.
I wouldn't even.
It's a sub boss.
That's a stretch, bro.
That's a sub boss.
I wouldn't say it's a sub boss.
That's what they're classified as.
The Goblin Nightmare.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah, it's classified as a sub boss. That's what Wraith is. It's a sub boss.
I do not think.
So is Centipede a sub boss?
Yes, Centipede, Wraith, Champion.
Is a sub boss. I don't think a mage is a sub boss though.
Yeah, it is. Goblin Mage is a sub boss.
Okay, so these new mobs, Cerberus and Abomination, there's no way those are going to be sub bosses.
Yeah, they are.
There's going to be like a higher tier sub boss, Brad. There's no way that's going to be on the same.
Goblin Mage doesn't give you sub boss points, but it's in the sub boss category. Are you sure it's not? I'm pretty sure it's classified as sub boss.
Because they said when Odin said the Abomination is way bigger than people think. Because it already looks big. That makes me think, like, is it fucking troll size?
The reason why I don't think it's the sub. Why I don't think Goblin Mage is a sub boss, because which sub boss in the game has a common variant, an elite variant, and a nightmare variant? Only thing I know that has.
I guess
all
it's
three
not. I thought it was.
Is normal.
I thought it was.
Or
No, it's
mobs,
not.
because like
It's not. It's the only one that isn't.
Nightmare Mage or the Mage?
Yeah, just Mage. Yeah, because like
wait, what
I
has
think like
3
a
tiers? Centaur has 3 tiers.
Centaur doesn't have 3 tiers.
Centipede has 3 tiers.
They all have 3 tiers, bro.
Golem
They just
has
added
3
them.
tiers.
Oh yeah, they just added them. Yeah, that's
tiers.
why.
Wraith.
Yes.
Well, the fucking champion has had it forever. So has the Golem.
The champion
and the Berserker.
Did the champion have Nightmare? I don't remember a champion having Nightmare for
Golem doesn't have 3.
Yep.
Golem has green and red.
Nope, it has. I'm pretty sure it has.
No, Goblin has Nightmare.
What? I don't even waste my time killing those things since they nerfed him.
No, Golem doesn't. No, the Golem doesn't have.
Golem.
Yeah,
I thought you said Goblin.
Oh no, Goblin's off 3.
Golem, Yeti. The Worm only has 1.
Oh my god, what is Yeti gonna be, bro?
The Berserker
Holy
has 3.
It just does a Donkey Kong down smash on your ass. You're like rooted in the ground. You can't move.
It's literally just Debo, and he's just beating your ass. Like, what do you do?
He ding dongs you, hits you with the punch.
Ooh, that might be. That's actually just realized. They haven't said anything about druid forms.
Yeah, we're cooked, bro. They're gonna add a druid form. We're gonna crash the fuck
They're
out.
gonna add monkey. They're gonna add monkey ding dong.
There's gonna be none.
They're adding
they're gonna do it.
They're adding Donkey Kong Ding Dong.
We're gonna be the next one. I don't think they're getting added.
Probably
not. You think they're waiting
until getting delayed until water map? Yeah.
I hope your goddamn incompetence at least stretches.
Eking out a W here. In some way, we're kind of all getting a small W because they're so far behind on shit. We kind of won.
Yeah.
I think they realized how fucked up it already is. Like, yeah.
All right, that's how you know
that's another form.
No shot.
Well, I don't think that Abomination is going to be a boss, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a sub boss though.
Well, they don't consider Troll like a real boss, right? It's like something else.
Well, this is what I was thinking. First of all, Cerberus can't be small. That shit look goofy as fuck.
Or like
so
but I think it's really like Spec Knight or Banshee or like.
Yeah, it's possible.
But they could make them actual bosses, and that's the secret because they said more than half is going to be secret, and then because that could go hand in hand with being able to summon your own boss. So that's kind of what I thought. They didn't specify what they were. They just said new mobs. So like,
which one drops the Viola? Because I don't want to farm Wyvern anymore.
Well, I thought they were supposed to be like special sub bosses, similar to like unique minions that would drop the boss crafting items only.
No idea.
Oh yeah,
the way they explain shit is so bad, bro.
Well, yeah, because they're fucking like all over the place.
They're trying to like not spoil it, but trying to hype us up so we don't all fucking quit the game. So they're like,
we gotta give them something. Give them a little something.
Dude, if you asked them like, is the sky blue, they would somehow turn that into a 4-page essay. It's like, bro.
Well, depends on your mood, and you know, if you're looking up, then maybe. But if you identify as they them.
Do you think that they're gonna change the Banshee boss fight?
Yeah, they're
I
gonna
hope
probably...
they do, because that boss is ass. Like, I don't think there should be a boss where the fight length can be full-on double, depending on how AIDS the boss wants to be.
That's the only boss I haven't even learned to fight. I can do every single other one. It's so fucking long and annoying. There's no point. And the drop is dog shit. But you get the bonnet, dude. You can have the bonnet on. You can be black. The fucking Banshee's bonnet. Or wait, is it bonnet or sonnet?
It's sonnet. I think it's literally a piece of paper. It's literally a manuscript.
Oh, I thought it was like a fucking do-rag or something.
No. It's literally just a piece of paper. It's literally a manuscript.
What if they added a shiesty helmet?
That should be
What if they added a shiesty?
Shadowhood. They do have it. It's a Shadowhood.
Shadowhood,
bro. It lowers your luck by like fucking 200.
It lowers your luck
Did you
by like
see
200.
Demud was asking for that?
Oh, I know what they would do. It lowers your luck by like 200 and makes you take increased projectile damage.
Did you see that?
Demud was asking for what?
Demud was asking for negative stat items.
I saw that. But Demud's just... He's just different. He wants to do these really different. He wants to do all these like really unique, cool things, but
yeah, me too. I really want to go to High Roller, kill the fucking Ghost King, and then get a Bardish that has minus 40 action speed. I can't wait. Thank God.
That's the last thing I want to see.
Dude, do you know why he said that? He dropped a video. He dropped a video where he was like 99% action speed or something.
Yeah, minus 99, and he was just holding the war. It was like a 4-minute attack.
How did you even get that? I didn't even watch the video to see, but that shit's diabolical.
Increase the size. Now Poo Eater's like trying to grief like Barb inventory space. Increase the size of lads to 3x5 to incentivize equipping them and not keeping them in inventory. Like
that is such a niche issue.
Surely there's other ways to stop people from lad stacking.
There's other ways. Really, all they have to do is make it
so when I don't pick up a fucking, so when I don't pick up a double axe, it doesn't take up my whole inventory. In fact, that's actually something that I've been complaining about for a long time. Barb items and two-handers need to be 4 slots only. No way a longsword is 4 slots and a warmaul is 6 slots.
Well, warmaul's a little thick on the top end.
I don't give a fuck. So is the hilt of the fucking sword.
10 slots. Right?
Fair enough.
Oh, sorry. It's no. Bardiche is 10. I think Warmaul is 8.
8. Yeah.
Somehow, I'm not sure how the Bardiche is bigger than the Warmaul though.
I love the Bardiche.
I think they should be at least the same size.
Me too.
Preferably smaller.
Oh, that's the one. We'll say one last thing and then we can call it because I gotta go to fucking bed. What do you think about the suggestion? Okay. What do you think about the suggestion for adding parries to all weapons that have like blocks, like Bardiche, spear, stuff like that? You get cringe.
I'm hoping it's more of like you get like 20% action speed for like 1 hit and not just 300% damage for like fucking 3 hits. That is what I'm like scared about because like the last thing I want to do, the last goddamn thing I want to do is I hit a ranger just like spear and he just like 2-taps my ass. That's the last thing I need.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think parries just need to work like blocks with the shield, but you just don't have to have the shield on.
So if they did something like a spear, if you block it, the riposte would be you push them back. Fair, like that's fine. Or like, what, a Bardiche? You fucking, I don't know, maybe just a pushback. You can't go too crazy, bro. You can't do like a fucking leg sweep with the Bardiche.
No, I think it should just be. It works like a shield, except for you have instantaneous attack afterwards. That's it. You just you don't have any time. You don't get any.
So Bardiche is the best weapon in the game.
Not even action speed. You just get to attack after. Yeah, it's like a decent block. You just get to attack after. It doesn't have to be like instant, but it has to be quicker.
Actually, fuck it, dude. I've run Bardiche. Fuck it. I've run Bardiche on Willow.
Dog shit. Like,
they're back now. Yeah, they're back now. Fuck it. I'm in.
What named weapons do you guys expect? Well, I definitely think the Bardiche is gonna be
Crystal Sword.
I think Crystal Sword and Bardiche definitely. Ideally Warmaul and Zweihander. But I mean, they'd be like hard stacking it. I think they're gonna do at minimum 1 dagger, Crystal Sword, and then
surely you don't do Rondel.
And then and then one or more 2-handers. No, they're gonna do. It's gonna be Rondel, 100%.
Surely you don't do Rondel in Rondel.
Dude, they're gonna make Rondel like.
I also think we might get crossbow.
Oh, crossbow too. Yeah, I think crossbow. It'll be 1 ranged weapon, 1 magic weapon, 1 like stabbing weapon, and then like a 2-hander, and then hopefully 2 2-handers only because more classes can use the 2-handers than they can the daggers.
What would they do, bro? What could they possibly do to crossbow? That would be crazy. A double shot on crossbow? Is that crazy or what?
That's what I heard people suggest. I think that should. I mean, anything they do to crossbow is gonna be.
That's a 1-tap. Like it's gonna be.
That's it. Double shot. Dude, I'd kill myself.
Anything, yeah. It's impossible. I think to suggest something for.
Named armor is like way down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even have enough craftable armor in general. Like
named armor would be sick though.
The only problem with named armor is like then you're just gonna end up fighting like one guy and you're gonna like hit him and like 1,000 VFX are gonna happen. It's gonna fry your GPU.
Maybe you can only use like 1 or 2 like named effects.
I suggested something like that, Zucker, but the problem is then it becomes too overpowered because you can hit people from behind walls. If Zweihander had no collision on walls, it would just make it so like you get to see people from walls.
That'd be so based.
No, bro.
Here's my top. Like.
Hear me out.
Okay, go for it.
Sly sucks. It does 0 DPS. Even it can like swing through walls. Doesn't matter.
Probably
Even
not.
if it swings through shields.
Probably
doesn't matter.
Probably not.
It's like the 2nd lowest DPS weapon in the game.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Like, I don't know. Give it Warlord Blade effect. It's probably not even that good.
Well, that's what I thought originally it would be. I thought it would just be so when you have Zweihander, every time you hit, it increases the range, but the last part of the range is a ghost hit, so you can still clank the wall, but like the end part wouldn't clank the wall.
Oh, God,
and I think that would be fair.
Please don't do that, bro.
Why
you can never space a barbarian again, bro.
Well, you have to hit him. You'd have to hit him. You have to let it be like.
How are you gonna hit him?
No, I mean like the barbarian, would have to land your first hit to get the increase.
So what happens if you you run into a barb and they just hit you once in the leg and then you're backing up and then they have a fucking 12-inch dong and then they hit you with the BBC in the face and then it turns to 24-inch.
Dodge.
And you're done.
So like it sounds crazy, right? But like it's unnamed, yeah. So like. How's that any different than just gets 2-tapped by Fulgor?
Or Viola just hits you and you can't move.
Like let's
I don't know. I think this Zweihander being like permanent blood exchange would be
still
cringe.
Might be bad.
Would be cringe. It would be in its current state. It would be bad. If it was old B, it'd be too busted. I think.
That's all Skinny Pete would use, bro.
That's why he wants it.
That is why he wants it.
So I think it's gonna be two. I think it's gonna be. There's only like two options. I think. Literally, for Zweihander, it's the Ghost Blade option, or it's you get, you do a little bit of like lightning damage on the first 2 hits, and the third hit is like a railgun, and you can poke and you can shoot like a beam that goes like that goes like distance. So you hit twice. So you hit someone twice, and they're running away. And you're like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And you just hit him with like fucking railgun. That would be cash. That would be
Bro, we're playing Dark.
I can picture it already. I'm sitting in like a corner of like you know when you have like the boss room standoffs where you're kind of in the doorway but like not aggroing the boss, and I'm standing there and I'm whiffing the first 2 hits of a Zweihander doing drags and excels.
No. You misunderstand. No, you misunderstand. You have to hit 2 first hits. Yeah.
They literally would be rage weapon, bro. People would be swinging in the air and just fucking blast.
So it would be the reason why I think that would be fair.
Sounds kind of base.
It's just because like if you're fighting in like a 1v1 and you like hit twice, then someone gets out of the range, you get the poke
out of the hit slow.
And then like alternatively, if you hit twice and you're like a duos or trios situation and you kill the guy and someone's like running away, his teammates running away, you could hit his homie. Yeah.
That's fucking diabolical, dude.
65
if I had to guess, they're gonna do something basic. They're gonna do something basic, like it's just gonna be like Cinder or something like that. Warmaul throw like a Mjolnir and throw it like a boomerang. Nah, that'd be too OP. That would be sick. Though.
They just leave it alone, bro. Please don't give it anything.
For Warmaul, though,
I don't know what you can give
for Warmaul, the thing that I think would be the best is like you swing once, and then half a second later, it makes an echo of the same swing that you just did, and it does half damage, and it's
oh my god,
and it doesn't hit slow or anything like that, and it doesn't have armor pen. What do you mean? Oh my god, it's like
a Ravenous Hydra from League of Legends. It does AOE damage, but you don't even have to hit him. It does like 30% damage, but if you swing and miss, it still does like a little. It's almost like a little wind blast, essentially.
It's like it's just an echo. It's just an echo behind you. It just does what you did half a second later.
Like KezQ from Dota?
Yeah, like that. Warmaul name deflect other weapons. That would be based. If you could hit other people's weapons away, that would be based.
Chambering, but only for Warmaul.
That would be fucking based. Knock someone's trying to hit you with their stupid Fulgor. You're like, fuck you, bitch, and you just hit their weapon away.
Wait, that's Warmaul just lets you play Mordhau?
Yeah.
They should have the lightning strike to Warmaul, because it would be like Thor's hammer kind of. But they gave it to fucking Fulgor for some reason.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Cringe. I don't want that shit. Although it would be kind of busted, but no, I don't want that shit.
It'd be kind of busted.
But yeah, Crystal Sword's coming next. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do for Crystal Sword, bro. I feel like it's gonna be completely busted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for Warmaul?
I don't think they could.
I don't think so.
Crystal Sword.
Oh, Crystal Sword. Crystal Sword's gonna be broken because it's gonna be melee-based magic damage bullshit, of course.
Which is always cancer and abused by fighter. So I look forward to that being a thing.
Yeah, Crystal Fighter is going to be coming back.
Yes, well, fun build. I can't even lie though. Crystal Sword Fighter is like kind of fun.
Oh, I'm running it.
The problem with Zweihander giving you like a spin attack is it would be too easy to make it like broken.
Yeah, it's Tryndamere, bro. Garen, Tryndamere? Like, hell no.
Yeah, Juggernaut.
I don't think Tryndamere. Like whirlwind abilities.
Low key,
this game.
That's what it should be, actually. Zweihander's power should just be the Garen ulti. You should just point at someone and they should just fucking die.
Executes them.
Just yell Demacia and just fucking kills him. Just kills him.
Demacia.
Just yells Demacia and you just die. That's it.
Just Demacia!
More action speed for after each hit for warm-up would be cool. I would also be in favor of that.
I mean, I guess you could get like a pulve effect or something.
What do you think the new book is going to be? A craftable book? The Tomb of fucking Shale?
Right now, I just
Undead
have this.
damage bonus.
Undead damage bonus.
Oh my god. Free Warlord? Or it's going to get magic power, so it's going to be back to where it was before.
I mean, it probably will be. It probably will be something like damage bonus wise for undead or something. I hope it's not something generic like +1 true.
Or when you hit a spell, it summons a skeleton.
No shot it's that. There's no chance it's that.
That's off the table, okay, buddy.
It's close. I mean, it might be.
That's off the table.
That's too like.
You know what would be? You know what would be cool though? If they gave Warlock like a corpse explosion spell.
That would be
bare minimum, dude. If they're not gonna give us Necromancer, bro, like no subclassing for Wizard for Necro, give us something on Warlock that's fucking cool, dude. We literally have nothing. We have a fucking Hydra that literally just sits down on the fucking ground, and you use it to bug somebody from a doorway when they're trying to run away, and it bugs them back through. That's the only thing it's used for, summoning wise. It's fucking dog shit.
Dude, I remember when I was playing with Rise when I was using my Warlock, Rogue tried to go into like a little tunnel, and I just like literally wedged him up against
also low key. Also, low-key, I think they need to make Hydra work like a dynamic mob, where, like, when it's in melee range, it just bites them.
It bites you, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little janky sometimes.
That might be OP when you get them up in the corner and they're stuck and they're just getting their asshole ate out. Yeah, I don't know about that much. Well,
that does
better
kind
than
of
Fireball, to be honest.
Well, that's kind of like gets back to a big thing we didn't like mention, like bigger doorways.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about doors. Door and door is got to be the most cringe thing. I don't think. I think either they need to have double doors on all the doors, bigger door frames in general. You shouldn't be able to close fucking people. You shouldn't be able to stand in door frames and close the door either.
Well, here's the deal.
Super jank.
Here's the deal. Casters are cooked then against fast classes. Like there's no resets. Like you get aped, you die.
No, I don't necessarily think that's the true, and I also think you should be able to open doors instantly, and it should take longer to close doors.
Yeah.
You should
it should be reversed.
Yeah, every single door should be instantaneous to open and way longer to close. So you can always run, but you can't always block.
Make it so you can lock doors, so it makes opening them like long again, so you can like protect behind you or something. I don't know.
Buff everything Warlock has completely. Remove Phantomize, and I think actually we could just remove all the doors. Fuck it.
Tie TM to Demon Armor, and you got a deal.
Yeah, we're fine. I just need to be able to kill something that's pushing me if I can't outrun him. Like no CC, you can't I can't fireball him in the face and knock him back and zap him and explode him. Like I can't do that. So like, all of it comes down to me feeling bad because I can't do anything on Warlock. If you literally get aped and without Phantomize, you fucking literally have to outplay them. You have to
remove 50% of doors and just have hallways. That would be kind of cool too if they just removed a lot of the doors. I also think that if Goblin Caves didn't have all the doors,
yeah, Ranger makes that a problem.
If they remove, if they keep the doors in the way they are, I think all the doors on Goblin Caves need to stop having fucking windows on them.
Yeah, I think all doors in general, because
should just be hard. Right? Yeah, hard like.
They should just be hard walls.
Or we could just get rid of Druid, just delete the class and try again, bro. Like, it was a good try. Like, they did pretty good at trying.
You're honestly right.
Just like, bro, they try. Just stop, just get rid of it, get Necromancer, Monk. Fucking try again, bro.
Yeah, I would have rather have Monk.
Up,
Monk over Druid.
It's not even worse. Like, you can balance Monk, right? You can't balance Druid, bro. They fucked up. Cool, they got a little experience.
You can kind of balance Monk. The problem with Monk is
Monk might have some problems.
Running on walls? Shit, yeah, that might be good.
No,
it's not about running on walls. Monk
disarming.
Monk.
No, it's about
disarming.
Think about how Monk is playing.
Monk is
he's most likely going to be unarmed. So think about it from
so...
that point of view.
So it's going to just build fist power and
action
speed.
No, you build true damage.
True damage. And if he hits fast,
no, they're going to remove true damage by then, guys. No faith.
You're right.
Like that's
you're right,
and
every trillionaires would give their money away to charity.
Guys, envision this like tooltip with me. Fists of Fury. Deal 10 parentheses 2.0 physical damage over 3 seconds. Applied 7 times or something like that.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And you're gonna read that, and if you know what stats do, you're gonna say, That's the dumbest shit I've heard in my fucking life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 140 true damage.
When
lightning showing off rip.
It's
yes,
that's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah, if Monk comes out, they're not.
They're gonna nerf the base damage.
They're not gonna just leave it with the hands. What they'll do is they'll just add things like castices or whatever, where it's just like a handful of glove punching weapons.
Quarterstaff master.
Yeah. Nunchucks, bro. Boxing gloves.
But the problem with the gloves thing is like if they don't lock it to that class, any other class that can use it is gonna use it.
Oh, well, how does weapon mastery? How does a weapon mastery fighter work with that?
Yeah, that's
what I wonder.
They would get to use it, and it would be completely broken.
Or do like the perks like enable it like on Monk?
Captain
like,
America build, bro?
Dude, that's what I mean. It's like he's sprint breakthrough with like double fucking fist things, and he's just
you get 50%.
He's fucking hitting you with the Mike Tyson.
He's literally yelling "assemble" on VoIP and just punching my fucking healer.
Yeah, but those could be cool. Even like stuff like Diablo 2 assassin items, where it's like the claws or whatever. They could add just like claws.
Oh my god, bro. I want to play that, dude. I think this is my last wipe on Warlock. If they don't fucking add anything, it's so bad. Fuck, Monk sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah, I kind of want a Monk. I want a WoW Demon Hunter class, but no chance of that.
I just want to fucking play a class that can win without spending all kinds of fucking money, dude. I don't have to try so fucking hard. Maybe I'll play Barbarian. Barbarian seems fair.
Warlock definitely feels like an e-com check. I'll tell you that for sure. It's like, how much money do you have?
I'll play Fighter. I do Wizard. Well, I do play Wizard. That's
on occasion.
It's free, but not in solos. Solos, you have to be a demon. You have to have a 12-inch dong.
But
or be Fred.
Yeah, the doors just need to be changed a little bit, and I think that whole door thing gets kind of solved. I remember like the last time I played High earlier, some Warlock dicked around with me on the boss and Inferno for like 5 minutes on doors, bro, and then I ended up dying to like the super lava. I didn't know it was super lava, and I went in and I died.
This shit that's up to your like stomach, you're just getting burned.
No, the stuff that's like this lava that's like triple damage or some shit, and it just like literally kills you.
I think it's because it's still high up. You can't
I remember now. I saw that. Yeah, that shit was fun.
Yeah, I jumped down the hole because there's a million mobs. I was like, fuck, I can't see the zone is coming. There's a million mobs. There's gonna be no mobs down here. I'll just go down and I'll heal and I'll go through. Yeah, and then I went down and there was a mob down there, and there was like 1,000 fucking DPS fire.
It was a mage, and you can't get out of the fire, so the shit stacks. I think that's why it's so much damage. When you're hopping in the regular shit, you can just hop out and it does no damage to you. But like, yeah,
I was hopping in that, and I was still taking giga damage.
Well, because it's like up to your stomach, bro. You can't hop out of that. The regular shit, like that room
you run
across.
You think they really coded a hitbox for it? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just like a flat texture, but I could be wrong.
Who knows, bro?
Anyway, that's it. I gotta fucking go to bed, low key. So
yeah, I gotta hit up one of my side joints.
Wow.
All right, well, that was a long fucking talk. We talked over fucking 3 hours every class.
Yeah, it's 3 hours.
Covered a lot.
All right, I need to fucking find someone to raid real quick.
So, yeah, nerf Druid.
Remove Druid, but you know.
Remove Druid.
You think I should raid Solar Bear? Solar Bear got mad at me because he said he raided me once, and then I called him shit one game, and he like lost his marbles.
Yeah, you're supposed to say, "Good job, pal. GG. You have a really big dick." It's like, yeah.
Oh, Juye's streaming.
Oh yeah, I'm raiding Juye 100%.
Some of my chat said he's back with his fucking OG squad.
When's the next Realist Hour, bro? Who's the next guest? I don't know. I'm gonna ask people in the Warlord Discord if they want to play it or come on or whatever, and we'll see if we can get some varying opinions, whatever. We'll figure out. We'll find somebody. I'll make it more better. I was trying to get Repose because Repose said he would do it, but he wanted to watch a couple, but then I only made one. So Repose isn't
I think it'd be good to do another one after wipe, like a week after wipe or something.
See what comes to fruition.
Yeah. See how everyone feels about whatever the balance and loot changes and map changes and boss changes and stuff.
Yeah, I'll try to get some of the,
get a lot of people.
I'll try to get some of the Warlord people in there. Not having abilities. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I think they need to change Bard to be more of a spellcaster. All right, boys, I'm out of here. I'm raiding Juye. Peace.
Same. Peace. I'm getting off stream. Everybody's in stream. I gotta go fucking...